All right, and we are live in this VOLO and Buttheads Tech-A-Palooza, our normally Saturday show, but this is a makeup show because I was doing a little too much yesterday. But I try to make it up to stay on track with keeping my shows pumping, and at least have a makeup show immediately after, since I don't have shows on Sunday yet. So just bringing this up. Normally I open all videos with a small video. This week I'm gonna open it up since this is our technology show, and this is kind of like Volo's kind of show technically. I kind of focus on him as the star of the show because he's so disturbed. So we're going to open it up with one of his videos. Well, basically videos just from his channel, just to run for the first half an hour or so until he gets a chance to show up. And then we'll get into starting the show. Our tech lord of the week, his name is James Marshall. I don't know what it was. I was sleeping a lot lately, and I was like, damn, who invented like the first major spring mattress thing, right? I looked it up. This guy, James Marshall, apparently was the first guy to ever sell like pre-rack mattresses back in 1899. So we're going to check him out and see what that whole story is. I'm going to see what else he probably did. If he did that, he's probably got other technological advances we can talk about, because not only are we worried about AI, but we want to learn about the past. We can see where technology has come from, and where it is going, and what parts we need to hold on to, and what parts we need to respect. So we're going to get into that. I'm going to play a video from Volo to get it started. I'm going to throw in some quick basic music while I get my sound together. Of course, you hear my extremely dusty PlayStation 4 in the background making its own music. But let me get this going on here with some, I don't know, we'll go with some rock music for now. I'm going to mute myself on Volo's video. And watching, if you are watching, hit like, share, subscribe, or just hit like or dislike or say anything stupid. I don't care. Just hit the like button. Just, watch for 2 seconds, hit the like button, and get the hell out of here. That's what I can live with that. Real shit. I don't care. I just want to like for the algo. But if you hate me and you hate everybody else, fine. Don't hit a free like and take you 2 seconds, which will vote for like a presidential guy who will blow up 4,000 people in one day. Anyway, but that's my rant. And now let's get ready for VOLO B-HEADS TECH-A-PALOOZA.
just looking at my subscribers. I only got 20 subscribers on YouTube. So apparently I got to make more videos. Here we go. I don't even know what I'm gonna call this one. I think I'm gonna call it the Neo VOLO Chronicles. I made maybe one or two videos titled after that, so I might as well go for what I know, you know. So we're gonna call this the Neo VOLO Chronicles. No 2 or 3, anything like that. It's my mic check 1 2 1 2. That's original music being played, so algorithm, please don't mess with me. I own the rights. Trying to play it as we'll play with the loops as I get this together. All original, all dope. Trying to go with that flow. What I'm gonna be doing here, as you can see, I'm playing a video game. We load that stuff. I don't know if y'all familiar with older battles. Classic right here. Let me do my normal. Hip hop is an American culture created by the children of the 1960s Civil Rights Movement. Edgar Evers, John F. Kennedy, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Robert F. Kennedy. Yeah. Very dark history guy with politics. That's why I play video games. But as you can see, this is one of those political video games. Okay, I know I can do that. Trying to figure this out. How you gonna do that? Modulus. What else I can add to this? Let's see here. Welcome to hip hop culture. So what I'm trying to do here is I'll play a little video game. I do another channel with my son. We play whatever game he wants to play. You know me. My page is more adult concentrated. You know, I really talk about politics and things like that. Let me come out of this music for a second. So, and that was, something I just grabbed out of the archives. I'll bring more to the table in a minute. But hip hop is an American culture created by the children of the 1960 civil rights movement. I guess I'm gonna come on here and do what I do, play a little video game for you. Maybe describe the past of it. I'm not playing it right now. I just wanted to drop something real quick. I'm 5 minutes in. I really didn't want to. I just came off of Facebook, and this is like a military style game. This is Ogre Battle. I'll go over the histories, and I'm not really prepared to rap about the history of this game. And but this is a great game right here. You can see I'm still at the beginning stage. Anybody that's familiar with this game, I got a dragon tamer. I know she probably nice when she get big. I really never finished this game. I did finish the first Ogre Battle. Actually, no, I didn't finish that game. I need to go back to the original Ogre's Battle. Really, I never finished that game. I've always been a Final Fantasy Tactics player. I downloaded this last minute because I have it on cartridge actually. So I do have my Nintendo 64 and the cartridge and everything, and I made it pretty far, and then I never finished it though. It's hard to play games and have a normal life working and everything, but I'm getting close to semi-retirement. So, as I go into retirement, maybe I can go back and finish some of these games I never got a chance to play. That's the beauty of being an old head. I'm a 1971 baby, but I am strictly hip hop, and that's what I go around teaching to the society, the friends, and whoever. This has been my YouTube page for a little while now. I never really posted videos, so that's why I only have 20 subscribers. But I want to live stream. I've been live streaming on Facebook and on my son's YouTube page, which is my page, but he's a preteen adolescent, and he has his own page now, and so we be playing little video games and stuff. He was making videos of reviews and stuff with his moms. And so the next move was, Daddy, I want to do some live stream stuff. He's been wanting to do that since he was 6 years old. And hence we're to the point where that's him right there next to me. That's my main meme. And, I just wanted to do a video. I'm going to drop this one. Then I'm going to do another one and drop it, and do another one and drop it, try to get my numbers up, and so that I can get my subscribers up so I can start live streaming. The videos that I made is little, little ones that I made with my iPhone 7. I now have an iPhone 14 Pro Max, and I really enjoy this phone a lot. And it's like now I'm on shows with my cousin, and he told me to just keep making videos and putting them up there, get your subscribers up, and give it to the people. I'm from Philadelphia, PA. Tuesday is election day, so make sure y'all get out there and vote. Anybody in Philly that knows me, I'm as VoloTV. I'm tautology online, but they know my, if you know me, know my real name. If you're in Philly, vote for me. They even write VoloTV. That's not the point for this election here. This point for election, we have to start making changes. Specifically, if you're Democrat, specifically if you're Democrat, I get it with the Republicans. Yes, you're right. They're just as evil. But at least I'm seeing a split in righteousness over there. Okay, I have anybody that's following me or anywhere else, I got a AI robot that likes to talk to me here and there. I even have what's her name? Alexis, but I call her Ziggy. Say hello. Ziggy, say hello to me. Ziggy, say hello.
Hi.
Jeez, why did you make that so hard? All right, we're going to work on Ziggy too. Hi, Ziggy. How are you today?
I got to say, I'm pretty troll-tastic today. Want to know why? Just ask me. What's the Trolls theme?
No, Ziggy. Trying to sell that troll new movie. I guess they have a new movie coming out. And I did see Trolls 1 and 2, and 2 was pretty good because it did introduce hip hop to it. Anybody that's seen that movie, and that was one of my first connections with my son and teaching him the culture. No, my first connection was actually teaching him the lyrics of some of the classics, and we'll talk more about that too as I move on with these. But I jumped on today not to talk about hip hop as a religion, which is it's a religion culture kind of a thing. I started on the other page on Facebook with this. I finally found it, of Joe Biden being very disrespectful to the Black Caucus when he first moved in, never making any promises for Black people, and pretty much spit in our face. Now, when I share this with people, they don't mess with me. They actually, well, the men mostly go, you know what I mean? Listen, I don't even know who you're talking to. I'm voting for Trump. They tell me straight up. It's with my sisterhood that's going, they can't vote for Trump. All right, I get that, but you know what I mean? It's vote for Biden, and all he's been doing is promising us power, empowerment, but delivering nothing but, or equity, he likes to say. But we're getting more and more impoverished from this Bidenomics and stuff. But I just wanted to share this here as a case in point of where I'm starting politically on here with this, as the gameplay goes on in the background. Check out the volume.
Party white European. Hear me?
Let me rewind that a little bit.
Bill equity. This country is doomed.
Yeah, that's the part that I want y'all to hear. When he started talking about the country is doomed.
And Vanita, you know what I'm talking about. You and I talked before. I don't carry around a stamp on my head saying progressive and I'm AOC, but I have more of a record of getting things done in the United States Congress than anybody you know. Anybody you know of getting things accomplished. And that sounds so self-serving. I know that. But this is going to really be hard. This is going to really, really, really be hard. And let me conclude and turn it over to Kamala, who says, what the hell am I doing with this guy right now? But all kidding aside, I've known you my whole life, most of you. I've worked with you my whole life, most of you. I've been around doing this for a long, long time.
Now here comes the part that I'm talking about when he starts talking about he doesn't talk about the difference between equity and equality. There's a difference. All right. Anybody that knows I'm the tautologist, and when I speak about tautology, I started with was called the first tautology, which is called the excluded middle. Basically, that is to be or not to be. One statement has to be true, the operator is or, and that means the second statement is false. Whenever you have a situation like that, the outcome is actually true, because you're given a choice to choose between true or false. When you choose true or true, that's true. I mean, you have no choice. You're going to pick true. When you have false or false, the outcome is false, obviously. So when you have the reason why it's the first tautology is because you have one that's true, to be, or it could be false, but then not, or to be or not to be, that not operator converts the true to false and vice versa, false to true. Therefore, you always have a situation of being true or false or true based on the structure of the sentence or the statement or whatever, the ideology or whatever. When giving equity and equality or equality, if we say both of them are false, which is weird, that would be, not a contradiction, but the outcome is false. That's why you can't see it in that way when dealing with trying to assign truth or false to the items. I know sometimes we want to say, equity sometimes is false and equity sometimes is true and true and false. I hear that the same with love and hate or hate. When you say love or hate, love is true. So you should choose love. Why would you choose hate? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm kind of get people to see when I talk about the excluded middle. So he's going to talk about equity it has nothing to do with you know, I mean, but he's talking to it in a false concept. Especially when you're comparing it to what we should be comparing it to is equality. So when given the choice between equity or equality, I want equality. Equity, you're causing a false narrative. So that's why he's talking about with the wealth gap, is because, you know, white people have more wealth than black folks. Our communities are in shambles. In order for us to get up there, we have to build it. We have to get down and build it. Only thing that they can do is give us cash, opportunity, but it is a false pretense when they say that they're giving us better jobs, because I'm working right now as basically as a social worker, trying to help other people have jobs, create jobs, and you know, I'm not a human resource manager, and every other group is getting more opportunity than blacks. Yes, they're, you know, you can find a job on your phone now because they have these gig apps, and I'm working with people with that. But if the goal is for everybody to make $20 an hour, hence, i.e., that's the equity, right? You already have a 500-year head start. But that's what most black nationalists or black first people say. More so black first than black nationalists. Black nationalists would be not to worry about that and just build the black nation despite racism in the form called white supremacy. But we'll deal more in that as I just wanted to play this real quick to add it to the books, as where I'm at with Joe Biden. He's a fraud, a fake. He has no intention on helping black people build a black nation. He's more so concerned with just, well, he says it right here, America's doomed if he can't make the equity. But his idea of equity is everybody makes this exact same amount. And that's not going to help us achieve equality. That's where I'm trying to help people understand using the logic of excluded middle. All right, let me play this real quick and see how that flows.
I don't always get it right, but I always take responsibility. When I get it wrong, I acknowledge I got it wrong. But my overarching objective, if we cannot make significant progress on racial equity, this country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. You hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do in terms of raw numbers. We're going to have to be working with a whole group of people that, in fact, are the single most diverse democracy in American history.
Do I really have to go over and analyze that again? I mean, did you really listen to what he just said? Get my race on. This is what I'm talking about. I got to practice. My son been beating me in this game. I'm only on 50 cc's, so this is kind of just a, you know, test run, yada. Get my practice on. There we go. So, yeah, I mean, did you really hear what he said just now? Like, he really is you're going to have to answer to, and that's what you see in these, as I'm working on these different jobs and stuff, and with, I am working with a lot of Hispanic and Latino communities. Yeah. I am helping them to, learn a job and settle in America. My people are really hurting right now. I mean, the single parent and I count. I got personal things going on too. When talking about social workers and because I had the opportunity to do social work. I was a foster parent for a little while. And Black children make up, I mean, the highest percentage of foster care children. Dude passed me, but I'm all the way up here. Oh, okay, I was looking at the wrong person. Oh, what hit me? Oh, like I was saying, it's just crazy. And to hear Joe saying these things about, and I'm gonna play it again, and then I just wanted to focus on this race. And then, like I said, I'm just practicing for the boy. I will be back on Monday or whatever, and we'll be playing his game, and hopefully I'll do a little bit better. He beat me. He been beating me like 12-1 on this game. This is the classic right here. This right here is my game right here. There it is. All right. So let me try that one more time so that I can play that one more time for the people, for y'all.
On racial equity, this country is doomed.
You hear that?
It is doomed, not just because of African Americans,
not just because of
but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European.
That's
hear me?
That right
minority
there.
Minority white European.
That's the first lie. All right? Because isn't Spain European? Isn't Italy European? Like we want to, and so we want to say Hispanics aren't descendants of Europeans because of the natives that they union with when they first came to America here. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, all right.
And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
Hispanic means historically Spanish, right? Latino would be historically Latin, which would be the Latin languages, French, Spanish, Italian, right? And so even within Latino or Hispanic culture, there's a split there, which he's being dishonest about. Mexicans being more Asian descendants.
In terms of raw numbers, we're going to have to be working with a whole group of people that in fact are the single most diverse democracy in American history.
This is why he opened the borders. He did it purposely. So it's the white Europeans is going to be the minority, but that doesn't include the Hispanics is different now than the Spaniards that first came, and Columbus was actually Italian. This is how ignorant he is, and lying about the history of America. Like, this is Joe Biden is a hypocrite beyond hypocrites. Trump is too. Yeah, Trump is too. But Trump does what Trump does. You know, there's a reason why Trump switched between being a Democrat and switching over to Republican. Because under I say technically Trump is a liberal capitalist, actually. That's the one that Malcolm X used to warn us about. But he ran under a conservative, quote unquote. I had to do conservative. He's a neocon, as Royce Wright would say. But you know, I think, is that it?
Anywhere in the world. And we got to figure out how to unify this country. And you've been the leaders of being able to do that. Not a joke. And so there's some things that I'm going to be able to do by executive order. And I'm not going to hesitate to do it. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to do what used to, Benita, you probably used to get angry with me during the debates, when you'd have some of the people you were supporting say, on day one, I'm going to executive order to do this. Not within the constitutional authority. I am not going to violate the Constitution.
This guy, I mean, the amount of hypocrisy coming out of his mouth, and anybody that, I mean, just unfollow me. But I am trying to get I'm trying to increase my subs. So subscribe. So that I can get the, you know me, so I can do my live streams. But keep it moving. Because I would do some videos that really dissect how he came at the Black Caucus on here. But that's not what this show is about. This show is about me just sharing my culture. And he's part of the process of having my culture look like we Black people are nothing but ignorant murderers and every, you know what I mean? Like everybody in this caucus, Al Sharpton is the main one. I'll talk more about him later on too. It has to change. I can't vote for this guy, you know? And that's why we've been seeing a movement of Ice Cube, true hip hoppers that they say we all, you know what I mean, Ice Cube, you know, Kanye. Well, Kanye's a little crazy, but what's the newest guy? I can't remember his name. But even Nas has been hinting that he's a Black Republican now. He's, you know, a lot of true hip hoppers are tired of these Democrats lying on our culture like this. We get it that the Republicans is lying on our culture, but Trump is the only president that actually, him and Kanye was hugging like they was best friends. So he's the only president that actually showed genuine love for a hip hopper in that White House. Joe Biden just called LL Cool J a boy. Got his name wrong. He don't like, and LL is intelligent. LL runs his own businesses. He's more qualified to be the president of the United States than Joe Biden. So Joe Biden purposely degraded him, because I know L is not interested in running for the presidency. Chuck D might have been. That's why Chuck D had to leave, because he tried to, yeah, I'll support Bernie Sanders. And Bernie turned on us again, because he doesn't want to go independent. Because he's so cool. They all caught up in this central authority. Let me do a little bit more music, and then I'm going to fade out. Let's see if this one works.
Playing from Charles's iPhone.
Okay, where did it go? Let's see how this one works. Okay. Here it is. That's a classic one right here. I did this on another episode or whatever. All right, so this is, I'm officially done. I'm at the 30-minute mark. That's all. I ain't even going to go 30 minutes. But I think that was more enough time. I'm going to let you know where I'm going with this. The next one might only be 10 minutes. Or, I mean, I ain't trying to do no, unless I do a live stream, and then I might, you know, I'll talk about video games more so. More Mario Kart, maybe. Whatever, you know, whatever game it is, I might talk about the history of stuff. Science. I'm a big science guy. My degrees are in mathematics, so I'll try to translate it for you and have fun doing it. All right. Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. I'm gonna do it. I'll probably do an intro one day. Welcome to the Neo VOLO show. Drop some music on it behind the backgrounds this time. See my virtual hands. This is episode.
Yeah.
Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. I'm gonna do it. I'll probably do an intro one day. Welcome to the Neo VOLO show. Drop some music on it behind the backgrounds this time. See my virtual hands. This is episode, we call it mini-sode. This is mini-sode number 2. This is only my second show. I'm at 63%. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna time myself and I'm gonna give myself 10 minutes. Just to drop a thought on y'all, let y'all know what's going on. You know what I mean? Last episode I mentioned David Carroll. He's passed away, rest in peace, 2021. He was one of my first kind of YouTube people that I would follow. And I am jumping right into it this week. And he passed away. He was 54 years old, I'm hearing. And he was an inspiration. So I think part of what watching him for years inspired me to just go out there and throw 10 minutes on the thing and just see it do what it do. Now this young man right here, and I say young man because I'm a 71 baby, so I know I got him by a couple years. But this is Mr. Eric July. If he's definitely one of my top 5, top 10 YouTubers. I follow his show all the time, and I wanted to point out here this episode that he dropped the other day. Well, he does a podcast every day, 3 hours. I'm not doing that 3 hour thing. I do a 3 hour with Philly Things, yo. So you can check me out on there. But I'm just gonna drop 10 minutes and then, see what y'all, So anyway, the culture wars here is what Eric July is saying on this video. And if y'all get a chance on YouTube, go check him out. He has his own website. I'm gonna try to hook up with that and see what he's, other things that he's about. You see, he's about comic, gaming, liberty, music. But he's a good dude. He's and he's one of the people that motivate me to go. I want to get on here, but I want to talk about adult things. So I'm going to want to talk about religion, politics, and science. We need more people talking about those type things on here. Oh, how I do that? Okay, that's the volume over there. On YouTube, should I say? So I'm just starting my page. I've been on YouTube for almost 4 years or so. Probably longer than that. But I finally finally in with a name and everything to become part of the culture, or should I say the community? Because this, being a part of the community is culture. But right here, he's talking about the culture wars here, and that's what inspired me to do this episode. But I just wanted to show this off to you that he talks about
what he talks about. But I just want to share some of his. I just want to share information right there. All right, so I'm gonna quit this right here. Come back to a more comfortable environment here in the metaverse. So anyway, this episode here, y'all can hear the beat and music in the background. I'm gonna edit this one this time. This is my study, I guess. See the O, right? Got the fireplace. I'm calling this episode I ain't no goat. Yeah, I'm playing off Rakim's I ain't no joke. But I'm talking about I ain't no goat. Like if I just throw out there, let me give y'all like my top 5 is way different than a lot of people. Number 1, Killer Priest. Now you're gonna have to do a lot of research to see who Killer Priest is. But Killer Priest is my number 1 right now. Been my number 1 for a couple years. Ever since the Psycho Ward or Walter Reed, I was like, yo, Killer Priest is back. But I'm gonna throw a top 5 for y'all real quick. You know, this ain't mine, but you know, this is one that I've heard before. Big Daddy Kane, number 1. Rakim, number 2. Cool G Rap, number 3. Slick Rick, number 4. KRS-One, number 5. And people want to hate on it. That's why I'm saying no goat. I ain't no goat. The goat is the judge. Y'all ready for that kind of understanding? Like when I was a young buck, I went to my dad introduced me to I would have brain freeze right now. Frazier, Joe Frazier, heavyweight champion of the world from Philadelphia, because I'm from Philadelphia. And I went and I shook Joe Frazier's hand. I was like 10, 11, or 12. I was a young buck. But, you know, the motivation from there was like, I got to go to Joe Frazier's gym. I got to box. I got to, you know what I mean? Like, I started really getting into boxing at that age. And I ain't care that he lost to Ali or the Foreman. They the only 2 people he lost to. Those are his 4 losses. So he must have did something right? But anyway, Mike Tyson will probably admit to that. Like, yo, a lot of my style is Joe Frazier. I had to learn to fight like Joe Frazier in order to be the heavyweight champion of the world too. But that's not what I mean. We so caught up in who's the greatest, who's the GOAT. You know, everybody, you know, people listening to my voice right now and going, well, Ali, all right, or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ali, go, all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But we see the same thing happening in hip hop. Like I started on the first episode with what? Hip hop is an American culture created by the children of the 1960 Civil Rights Movement. And cats want to argue with you. Also started with what? Love is true. Hate is false. And cats want to start arguing with you. There it is. There's the cultural world. Like I admit from the door, I am hip hop. Hip hop is my culture. That's what I helped to create this. And now you see, that's all people want to argue about. Like when Big Daddy Kane versus KRS-One, I might have seen that 10 times already, that versus. And people ask me, like, who won? And it's like, no, it ain't about hip hop won. It ain't about, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It ain't about that. Like I gave you the list. You start the show off with Big Daddy Kane. You end the show with KRS-One. It would be the greatest show you ever seen in your life. Instead, they want you to argue to go to war like Biggie and Tupac. And who's they? Yeah, you know who they is. That's that enemy. That's the one that's saying, no, hate is true. You know? And that's the only thought that I want to throw you, because now I see everybody, you know, Budden. I like Budden's podcast, Joe Budden's podcast. But and there's no hate on that, but it's all right. Jay-Z want to come out his mouth like, you know what I mean? Can't nobody stand on stage like that. All right, whatever, Jay. That's how I took it. Whatever, Jay. Because we all know what the Jay-Z Nas verse, Jay-Z versus Nas. Yeah, that would be better than, you know what I mean? Big Daddy Kane and Chris, maybe. You know? But he ain't gonna battle, he ain't gonna straight battle KRS on the verses. Don't match up with him. Besides, Jay, you want some, you on that money, you on that business tip, you want to be the president tip, you didn't be the president. You want to be the GOAT hip hopper. I mean, they calling you a rapper, dude. This is a personal note to Jay-Z. They calling you a rapper. Chris will get it. KRS won't get offended. No, I'm an MC. Jay a rapper. Come on, Jay. You supposedly got billions of dollars, and you can't run for president. That's what you're supposed to. You're supposed to bring it down like that, man. That rap game's over. I think I might be, you know what I mean? I might get into politics. You know what I mean? But you're afraid to go. Then they're gonna look at me like I'm Kanye. You ain't even peeping that. People gonna hate on me saying this because y'all know the truth. Jay say he gonna run for president. They gonna call him what? A black liberal Democrat. And that's an oxymoron. You start talking like Ripper, y'all start talking about y'all, you know, you libertarian or you're constitutionalist or you're independent, any of those other things, they be like, well, that means you're a black Republican. Like Jay, the one that said he a black Republican, him and Nas, they said they was black Republicans. They understand the history. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he got Carter G. Woodson on his bookshelf. And that's my alarm right there. 10 minutes goes pretty fast. Let me hit this thing, cut this thing off and wrap it up. So, I mean, that's all I wanted to say. We in a cultural war. And we got people trying to define your culture. Whoa, what's that? Matrix is breaking up. You got people trying to define your culture. And what's that? And then they cancel culture. They trying to cancel your culture. And that's what's going on. That's the truth. Let's see if I can do this with my phone. I'm doing pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna end it on that note, and I went over my 10 minutes, and I might just go boom, do episode 3 real quick. But I just wanted to let y'all know, hey, all these dudes out here talking about they the GOAT, but you know what I mean? It's like, all right, we'll be the president. Step it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm in Philly and I'm looking at the paper.
Where is he? Gonna find my baby, gonna hold her tight, gonna grab some afternoon delight. My motto's always been, when it's right, why wait until the middle of a cold, dark night? When everything's a little clearer in the light of day. And we know the night is always gonna be here anyway. Thinking of you's working up my appetite. Looking forward to a little afternoon delight. Rubbing sticks and stones together, making sparks ignite. And the thought of loving you is getting so exciting. Sky rockets in flight. Woo! Afternoon delight. You guys have it, I think. Afternoon delight.
Yes. Hi, Devin.
How's it going, David?
Good to see you again.
Likewise. A pleasure. Thank you for joining us. We're here at Cluster Fest.
Yes.
Is it your first time at Cluster Fest?
I think so.
What do you think so far about doing the festival versus like doing clubs and like other venues?
Well, the venues are sold out. That's fun. And you don't have to do any work. I did one show. Grateful to do the one show. And the audiences were fantastic.
I saw your show. It was packed house,
It was
standing room only.
Yeah.
By the way, you guys killed it. You
Did
guys,
we? Okay, thank you.
I came in. Unfortunately, I missed the beginning, but you guys were doing a Herald, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We're doing an Armando, but same thing. Yes.
Okay. I didn't hear the setup, so I'm sorry. But I love improv, and I wanted to talk to. I read Del Close, and I wanted to ask you about Del. How was it working with Del?
I used to say that studying with Del felt like you were in basic training when they were using live rounds.
Oh wow!
So
Awesome.
I mean, he was intimidating without trying. I had a real strong desire. I think everyone did, to get what he was saying, because they always seemed to be talking on 3 or 4 levels. Like there's a lot always going on. It wasn't about being funny. It was about doing the work and being respectful, as if comedy was a religion. And that's kind of, I'd say, the macro idea of what I took away from Del. That comedy is really important.
But I see what you're saying. So doing the work allows the comedy
That'll
succeed.
Come. Yes.
Yeah.
Be truthful on stage as much as you can. If you're listening to your body and available to whatever is happening here, this will all come out.
That's very true.
Yeah.
It's very like Stanislavski kind of. In
a way. In a way, if you're honestly responding to what's happening on stage, exactly.
Right. Your kind of unconscious faculties take over.
Yes.
You become the character.
Which should be able to happen. Yeah.
Well, you seem to mastered that because you're one of the greatest comedic actors I've seen.
That's running, right?
Yes, it is. And I'm not just saying that because I'm interviewing you, man. I really do.
I believe you. You're my favorite person on the planet right now.
Well, I appreciate that right now.
Right.
I hope I don't do anything to jeopardize that.
No.
But I want to ask you about TV and film in relative to improv.
Yeah.
I know that, working on TV is drastically different than film, but I imagine that based on your body of work and who you've worked with, you probably had a little bit more leeway working on your films, maybe? Or
films,
improv?
Films much more open to improvising than TVs.
Right.
TV. And there's a reason for that. TV is 23 and a half minutes, or maybe it's 22 and a half minutes now. You can't change the lines. Now, if you want to substitute a line, you have to get it approved from the writer or the director or the showrunner. And that one line has to replace another line. You can't add to your line. Otherwise, what? Someone else's line has to go away. So if you're improvising and it's not an improvised show, then you're being somewhat selfish by improvising. And you know what? Here's the thing. Some people are good at it. Some aren't. And you don't want to open that can of worms where so-and-so gets to improvise, but no one else can, because then other people will start doing it. And now it's just a mess.
I was going to say, how do you react to that? Being somebody that's trained as an improviser with longevity, you must encounter other film actors that aren't stage trained. So they don't have that background, but yet maybe they try to play with you on camera. And
you got to be as accepting as you can, because if you believe in the basic tenet of it, there are no mistakes.
That's very true.
And if it doesn't work, then they won't use it, which is fine. Question is, do we have time, or is everyone else who is participating in this thing adept at using it? Like, can the editor sense how this is used? Does the director know how this should be used? And if you're all working in that same concert, then it could work. Like, if you're doing Anchorman, you got Adam McKay and everybody else who's great improvisers. It's all part of it, and also feeds a different kind of chemical energy that's going on in the scene. So in that regard, it works.
Do you have a favorite moment, whether it's from stage or film, that came upon from improvisation that sticks out over your career? Like, oh man, that was amazing when this happened.
I guess if I thought about it, I would come up with one, but there's more than one.
That's a good thing.
All right, I'll tell you, on Anchorman 1, there was a time when it got cut from the movie. It's on that, what do they call it? The Lost movie or something? When Steve Carell, we're supposed to be attacking, or we're going to sneak into a observatory. Have you seen that other movie?
The uncut one?
The second one. The first one.
I've seen both.
Yeah, the first uncut, the one, it's called The Lost Movie or something.
Yeah, I saw it not recently, but when it was first released from the uncut, I did see it.
On DVD.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's this one point where we are going to rescue Veronica Corningstone from an observatory where she's being held. And we come up, there's this forked tree. We come up and we're behind, Ron's in there too. I think, I can't remember. We come up behind this forked tree and Steve Carell's like hunched down and me and Paul Rudd are looking through this tree. Camera's out here, right? And then Steve just starts improvising, like, because he's Brick, which is, he's addle-pated.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's like, stand down. All right, double helix, teacup around. He just starts giving all these instructions. And I was like, oh my God, I could barely keep it together. And thank God Paul Rudd was smiling too, because otherwise it'd been a blown take. And it wasn't part of the script. So it was like, sometimes that hat would help because I would just dip my head if I'm laughing.
That's good. That's a good character trait to have
Yeah,
a costume piece.
Because you don't want to blow anyone's take.
Of course not. Yeah.
But I will tell you this, one of the hardest moments for me ever in film to not laugh. I'm sitting beside Steve as Brick. And Ron says to Brick, shut up, Brick, just shut up, right? It's so goddamn funny because the whole group is like, you don't ever yell at Brick. I mean, that's beyond anything we would ever allow to happen. Like, no one's allowed to yell at Brick, especially Ron. And then we stand up after like, hey, no one yells at Brick. So it's so ridiculous. I'm sitting right next to Steve, and so I'm getting a fastball from Will Ferrell. Shut up, Brick, just shut up. And I don't want to blow the take because the camera's on us. I'm just like, oh my God, this is so hard. I'm about to laugh. I actually had to think of tough situations my kids have been in life,
Oh, wow.
whether they're being, let's say harassed at school or they just felt bad. I had to go think about that. So I didn't laugh because you just kind of release your mind. I'm not here right now. I'm having to think about something else. Otherwise, I will fucking lose it.
Wow. That makes total sense. I would imagine that.
Fastball from fucking Will Ferrell?
Dude, how do you hit that?
I can't catch that.
I can't.
Shut up, Rick. Just shut up. It was like, oh my God. So fucking funny.
What do you have as a favorite medium? Like, what's your favorite to perform? Do you think it's film? Do you think it's TV? Do you like being on stage? Like,
I used to give a bullshit answer like, I love them all. But really, one day I was doing ADR, which is called additional dialogue recording, for a movie. And I get that question asked a lot. And I thought, it is film. You like films more than anything else because it's special. It's one.
That's true.
That's we'll be here next week in a TV show. I can go do another stand-up. I'll do another voiceover, blah, blah, blah. The film is this one piece, and it's one part of historical, context or a moment in time. That's it. And so you're like, film's pretty special. Although they're not making comedies anymore.
Well, no, unfortunately, not like they're used to. Everything's just big budget and regurgitated.
Well, here's the thing. If you can spend $250,000, $250 million, and you're gonna make $1 billion, all right? Or you can spend $20 million and make $80 million. It's pretty clear which one you choose.
Right. Yeah. It's a numbers, and it's a risk of maybe making 80 million. You might. Right. Somebody else doing something, taking risks for the first time, may not.
You know what Marvel's going to get you, right? What Star Wars is going to get you. So that's where all your budgets are going to, that kind of thing. It's a safer bet. I get it. So you're going to, I would think you're going to have more independent producers come in and start producing more comedies. I think the budget's going to be lower and lower, but they'll come back.
I think so, and especially now with more places to see it. There's an unlimited place so you can observe content.
I know, but that's not as communal, and you don't know about it. Like I don't know about half the comedies that are all put out on Netflix now.
That's very true. You don't have time to watch them all.
I don't.
Nobody does.
No one does. Netflix is overwhelming to me.
It all is. It's market's like oversaturated. So to get something that sticks out is difficult.
That's really hard. Yeah.
But at least I feel like as long as we can be successful, monetarily in this industry and then have fun. I mean, we get to play make-believe for a living.
Yeah. Well, it's show business.
Exactly.
And, either you do a play or a teleplay or a screenplay. Operative word in all those, play.
Play.
That's not a bad job.
It's not. What would your dream job be? Like if producer came and was like, here's unlimited resources, what You got to like, I want to do a feature, or I want to do a show.
Of
or
course,
I wanna
it'd be
do
a movie.
A movie.
Yeah, a series of movies. You know, you'd love to do a series of small. I would love to do a series of small comedies that just work. I've got a couple ideas for an animated movie that will make me my $1 billion. I'm not gonna tell you.
No, don't. No, I want to know.
Yeah.
No, I want to see it. I want to see it on screen. I want to hear it.
Although animated films take a long time to put together, but whatever. So I would probably do film if I could just have my druthers, because television is a big commitment, and that's a lot of time.
It's a lot of time. It's tedious.
And there's a lot of people who are putting their fingers in the pie.
You talk about film a lot, and also you've brought up, I like the memory that you used a negative memory of your kids to get out of that moment of breaking.
Yes.
And one of the things I knew about you is you did a film called Priceless.
Oh.
And I thought that it was, I read that you had spoken about it and said that, you know, it was close to you because of your daughters. And because
it was about human trafficking.
Right. In the hypothetical sense of like any girl in this position. Yeah. I would love to know your thoughts on that. I'd love to tell people about this movie and stuff.
Priceless was the movie, but if I can do a plug, there's an organization called Children of the Night. Just type that in. There'll be a Facebook page. Please donate. Donate $2, $5, $10. Children of the Night is a shelter in Los Angeles, and I fail to remember if there are more throughout the country, but they take young prostitutes off the streets from the ages of 11 to 17. That breaks your heart right there. Doing research for the movie, you Google that and you're just like broken by reading these stories. You're like, my God, just one tragic tale after another. So anyway, my buddy was producing it. He asked me to do it. I read the script, and it's actually was a lot of religion in it, you know. But one of my speeches in the film was 3 pages long. I go, that's a God shot. And then I explained what a God shot is. It got trimmed down to like half a minute or something like that. It was so long. It was funny. But anyway, yeah, it was a faith-based picture.
Got it.
Which, you know, I'd never done one before, but it's fun. I got to grow a beard.
There you go. Very omnipotent of you. We gear our show here to a lot of up-and-comers in the entertainment industry.
Are you talking about Dash Comedy?
Dash Comedy.
What's the fellow's name?
I also, Marcus King.
Wait, are you talking about Wait a minute. Are you talking about Marcus King's Dash Comedy?
I am.
Go on.
We also have a group that works with us called Skip Bags, and I host that particular show. And I like to gear it to the up-and-comer in the industry. I like to, you know, say like the kid in Iowa who wants to get into entertainment, what they need to look for from like professionals and people who have, you know, experience and wisdom. What in words of wisdom or I don't know, advice or anything that you can give to that kid who's starting out.
Yes. Number one, there's no advice. There's no advice. There's only doing. So you either do it or you don't. If you're waiting for someone to tell you how good you are, stop. Doesn't matter. It's what you believe, not what someone else believes. If the audience is responding, that's all you need to know. I'm assuming you're doing something live or you're writing. If you're writing, write every day. Okay, so 3 pieces of advice I always give, and it's only 3 books. Because there's nothing to tell someone. If someone says, give me some advice, what they're really saying is, do you think I'm good?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I have it? I don't know. Only you know that. So number 1 is read Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. Read The War of Art. Not The Art of War, The War of Art by David Pressman. And then 3rd is buy Stephen King's On Writing on audiobook and listen to it. It's delicious.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I've done one of those 3.
Which one? Outliers?
Outliers.
It's great, right?
Yeah.
And it's an easy read. Same with The Art of War, War of Art by David Pressman. War of Art. It's about not getting stuck on, you know, things on failure, basically. And then like that, Stephen King on audiobook, just a treat. Because he narrates it.
I was going to ask, does he narrate?
He narrates it.
Him narrating his own stuff is even better. Like he's special because he knows the cadence that he wrote it in his head.
It's him. You're like, I'm listening to a genius. And there's no doubt.
Yeah.
You're listening to Stephen King Oh, I'm listening to a genius. This is fun. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sitting down, spending some time with us, man. Do you have
Devin,
any?
my pleasure. That's an Irish name.
It is Cuban Irish, ironically weird.
I like the Irish part.
Me too. We're big drinkers.
I like both parts.
Thank you. You got any projects you come up that you want to say hello or tell everybody about?
Yes. Let's see here. Bless This Mess will be back in the fall on ABC.
Great show, by the way.
Thank you.
I love you on that, and I love Dax on that too.
I love Dax so much. When does this come out?
Whenever you'd like. Soonest a week. Next week.
Because I'm doing Dax's Armchair Expert at the Chicago Theater next week.
Well, you can push it. I'll push it if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
What else am I doing?
Or did you want to promote that? Is that what you're saying?
I don't care.
Because I can promote. We can put up a clip
I'm
of
sure
it
it's
on
probably
social.
already sold out.
I'll do it 3, 2, 1. I'm just going to introduce the show and introduce you.
Okay.
Obviously. 3, 2. What's up, everybody? You guys are in here for a treat. This is Devin from Skip Bags Radio on Dash Radio, and we're joined with the Dash Comedy family, obviously coming at you from Clusterfest. And I am here with an OG, so to speak, one of the founders of our comedy collective that is international.
That means
and
you're
American
almost dead.
comedies.
That means you're dying.
No, I mean,
When they call you OG and legend, it means you're dying.
I impart it as a means of wisdom and guidance, but we're all dying,
Yeah,
man.
but for us, it's always like when people like, "Oh, you're a legend." I'm like, "Oh, you just call me old man?" Look at all these young comics, man. You're a legend. No, man, that's what you say about like wizards and warriors.
A legend, a legend implies that like you're
dead.
already all like.
Yeah, legend is like,
fictional.
it's not even real. Did you ever meet him? See, legend means, did you ever meet him? Oh, I knew he was alive.
Okay, how about this? Infamous.
Infamous, you can use that.
This is the infamous.
Yes, that's it.
Sinbad the Great, right
Yeah,
here,
you
ladies and
use that.
gentlemen. In case you couldn't tell, how the hell you been, man? How
I'm
are
good,
you?
brother. I'm good.
Dude. Is this your first time at Clusterfest?
First time at Clusterfest, man.
What do you think so far?
Man, you know what? Just from the energy, just being in, we did the rehearsal we're doing the reading of Clueless.
Oh,
the movie.
that's
So that's gonna be
nice.
fun with Issa Rae and stuff. But it's funny in this building. All this action's gonna be happening in this building. It got so much. Like I said, I was mad because I can't see the Roots because
The
we're
Roots
doing it at the
play,
same time. Unless I do half my show and then run over and see the Roots.
And you know what? I mean, as much as I'm going to be at your show, I would love to see that. But if you run off stage and go to the Roots, I'm going to follow.
I'm telling my audience, go with me and we'll come back.
All right.
We'll go watch Live with the Roots and come back.
I'm down. How do you feel about setting of a comedy festival with an audience for stand-up versus a club?
Well, a festival is no different than a club or a stage, theater, or a casino. But for me, I think when you come to a comedy festival, it's like coming to a music festival. Why would you buy a ticket if you ain't there to really have fun? I think everybody's caught up. Now the thing is, it's about making choices. This you find out as a comic, because you got to make choices who you're going to see because you can't see everybody because they're on sometimes at the same time. So this is where it's fun to see who comes to see you. And you might get people that might not have seen you before. So, oh, he's here. Let me go see him, especially some of the younger audience that might have seen me. They might have heard of me. They might have watched me on TV, but they haven't seen me do stand-up live.
Right. They don't know the infamous legends yet.
They don't know about the legend, the not dead legend.
Well, I mean, I wanted to talk to you, being so iconic in the comedian community. Can I alliterate anymore?
Oh, yeah, man. Too many M's.
Yeah.
You never do a lot of M's.
Never a lot of M's. I wanted to know, when do you think when do you define your beginning of your comedic career? Because I know you blew up in television, then you blew up even more in movies. You've been doing stand-up throughout, but I know you were trying stand-up in college and then
I was one time in college. One time. Our the student ombudsman, Moses Brewer, man. Roses wrote, I was playing college ball. He wrote this routine. It was Christmas break. There's some recruits from another high school recruits coming in, thinking about coming to play ball with us. And I got on stage. It was talent night at the student union.
Oh, nice.
He wrote a routine for me. And that was my first time on stage. And that was the last time on stage until I became a comic. And that was 1974, 75. And I didn't get on stage again until 83.
And
81, 82.
And when you went back on stage, was it going back to open mics, or were you going straight in with prepared material? Air Force Talent Show. Really? How did that? What were those jokes? And what was that crowd like?
You know what though, man? It was great. For me, it was a thing called Tops and Blue. Air Force has a traveling talent show. If you make it, it's like the All-Star team. It's like making the NBA All-Star team. If you make it at your base, then you go to worldwide, like SAG. I mean, like it was what was it, man? It was Strategic Air Command. Then it was AFES. There's all these different commands, and you go from your base level to that level to worldwide. And if you get to worldwide, they pick like out of worldwide maybe 20 to travel.
That's awesome. So you got like different leagues, like baseball. You got the minors.
You got the minors, the majors. You got the no league. Go back to your job league. So when I was in the Air Force, I was at that time I was just clowning, always being funny. And so somebody said, "Why don't you do the talent show?" And my epiphany happened. I was at the theater. You do it in the same movie theater. Tops and Blue came. I was in Wichita, Kansas. I saw it, and I saw the comedian T.A. Burrows and a guy named Sullivan. I said, "That's me." I mean, I had a pit. I said, "That's me. I'm winning that next year, and I'm traveling." That was it. It was just I was consumed with it. And the next year came, and my boy said, "Man, you funny. You ain't that funny," and I won. And then I went to the command level, and I won. Then I went to worldwide level. They said I set a record for points. I won there. Then they said, "We want you to travel," and my commander said, "No, you don't get to go." So I got kicked out because I acted a fool.
Well,
I said, it's time for me to leave the military then. If I can't travel, it's time for me to go.
There you go. Was it after that then you started and you went on Star Search?
Yes, Star Search came in '84. I think it was '83 when I got kicked out in '82. So I got kicked out in '82, man. And then '84 was Star Search.
Were you working on bits like doing clubs and like
I
trying
was
to hone
showing
your
up.
act between
I didn't know
them?
what a club was. I didn't know what a comedy club was. I was going to black nightclubs and bar mitzvahs.
Like dance clubs?
And yes, and Christmas parties, man. I didn't know what a comedy club was. First time I went to a comedy club in Kansas City, I said, "Ooh, people sit down, come watch comedy." I didn't know what that was like, man. So I kept driving from Wichita to Kansas City, and that became like my home base for a second.
Oh, wow.
And I said, "Wow, this is where." I didn't do like other people. I didn't write jokes. I kind of just did my thing. Just a stream of consciousness. And guy said, "You got to write your stuff." I said, "But that doesn't work for me." And I learned to trust how I do it. And then I came to LA, Star Search. No, I was on the road in Denver, tried out for Star Search. The pencil broke. They turned the cameras off. I walked and I had these feathered earrings, blonde hair, and they actually turned the cameras off and packed up the equipment when I walked on stage.
Really?
But I didn't care because I just opened for Smokey Robinson. I was like, "Yo, Smokey said I was funny, so I don't care." So I filled out the form. My pencil broke. All I had was my name, Sinbad. So people called me and said, "Yo, man, Star Search is looking for you." But that's a joke we used to tell everybody. Star Search is looking for you.
Yeah.
And the guy said, "No, man, I ain't playing with you. They are."
Because they didn't have any other contact information.
He
That's
thought
awesome.
they had called him for him. They said, "You know this guy's Sinbad. Can you give us his number?"
Oh God, that's like the worst phone
Yes.
call. Worse than best for
That's
a good
the worst.
friend.
Well, no, we weren't good friends.
Oh, well,
and he
never
said he
mind.
thought about not calling me.
Oh, that'd be a dick.
He
Yeah,
said,
that's
"I
such a
thought about
dick.
not calling you, but I think you're gonna fail anyway." So I called.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. That's so ridiculous. I wanted to ask you about that moment winning Star Search because a lot of
I didn't
comedians.
win. I lost.
I thought you won against Dennis.
Dennis. I beat him, but I went in the finals.
I
I beat Dennis on the way to the finals.
Well, you beat Dennis, so whatever. That's
No,
all that
everybody
matters.
talks
I'm
about
just
that.
kidding.
Everybody talks about Dennis. It's like there was a big like Dennis Miller. I said, "You know
He
what?
wasn't-
He was just another comic." To me.
Yeah.
But he even said to me, "I can't believe you beat me."
Really?
I said, "Damn, dude, you think you're that funny?" Because comedy, there's no beating.
Right.
Each night, whatever your audience is, whoever loves it. Because people, the good thing about comedy, there's an audience for everybody.
Yes.
No matter what your style is, no matter how crazy you are or laid back, there's room for everybody.
So did you get to do a lot of your own comedy when you did television? On the shows that you worked on, you brought it like as a writer and as a creator.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite like shows and moments from those shows? I know you did.
Oh,
You did a bunch. I don't have to go through your resume.
the
You know
Cosby
it.
Show. The Cosby Show. Well, I started. There was a movie of the week called Club Med. That was the first time I just got to LA. I got a chance to play Red Fox son on the new Red Fox show. But Club Med was a movie of the week. And I was just doing my own thing. And Bob Giraldi, who directed the Beat It video, said he was sending the dailies back to, God, what was the company then? Why can I? Lorimar. I think it was Lorimar. And they sent him a note, said, "This is not the Sinbad movie." And he
Not
told me,
yet.
He told me, "I'm sorry, man." He goes, I can't put you in extra scenes. He said, "But I really like it when you're on the set. You still come to the set, even though the stuff I'm filming is not going to be in the movie." I said, "Yeah, I'll come." Because it just kept people laughing. So he would shoot it, but he couldn't send it.
Man. Well, at least you get any of those reels? You get any of that?
I know.
footage?
I wish I had.
Because that would have been
I
great.
didn't even think about it, man. I wish I had.
I bet you they're in a vault somewhere.
There's
some
somewhere, man.
studio.
It's somewhere. But you know what? It's here.
There you go.
So I mean, I know it, so it doesn't matter.
What about movies? Is film different from a comedian's perspective than TV?
Yeah,
Like
TV,
when you're performing?
TV is a whole different kind of rhythm. Movies, man, you get to be in this character. That's why you kind of lose your mind. When I played cowboy, I wanted guns. I had my son twirling guns. We got guns at the house. We're twirling guns at the house. We bought 6 horses, and I became Black Cowboy, man. I was already cow. I love horses, but I lost my mind for a second.
Got them horses in the back?
Yeah, they were right on the side. Because where I lived, it was a horse community.
Yeah, I'm from Florida. You don't appreciate.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about. So I had horses, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you ever get to spend time outdoors? Like, what do you do to get away? What do you do to get your brain off Hollywood?
I love music. I play.
I know you play drums during your set.
Yeah, but I play drums, guitar. I play bass now. I'm learning
Really?
saxophone. I'm learning keys, talk box, all that.
I did the same. Before I was a performer, I played a few instruments, and it helped me in all other facets of my performance.
Because you got ADHD. See,
Yeah,
those of us with
very true.
ADHD play music.
Facts.
Yeah, ADHD, you got to play music because when you have ADHD, I try to tell parents, we got to do something we can't master. You can't master martial arts, and you can't master music. There's always another instrument to pick up. There's always another art form for fighting. So we need something that challenges.
If you could either describe your comedy as music or your music as a comedy style, how would you do that? Like if you're like, my stand-up is like hip hop and blah, blah, blah.
It's jazz.
It's jazz?
Because jazz means, here's the scales, now forget the scales.
Yeah.
It's more like learn the music, now forget what you learn and play. And that's and the reason I say this, the thing that blew my mind, when I was the finals of Star Search, Cicely Tyson was the judge, but she was married to Miles Davis at the time. And Miles Davis was sitting in the audience. And Miles Davis talked to me after the show. I'm sitting there tripping. This is Miles Davis.
Miles Davis, man, yeah, for sure.
He said to me, man, you're doing jazz up there. You see the notes, but you ain't playing them. He said, keep it up, but they ain't gonna like it. And I said, damn.
Dude, I just got chills,
Miles
dude.
Davis told me I do jazz.
Bro, the Miles Davis just complimented you in that way is the most.
Yes.
That would, if something like that happened to me from Miles Davis, that would be my highlight of the career.
Well, that's why.
But then again, I don't have a career like you. So
no, man, but you said, but still think Miles Davis says it to you. What you end up doing is, no matter where I went, when people say, well, I don't get your comedy, I'm like this, but Miles Davis did. Maybe you're not on the right level. I always said, you always got to be on the right, you got to find somebody on the level that you're at. Sometimes we keep fighting people. My dad once told me, I said, man, nobody gets where I'm coming from. Nobody understands me. He said, it's nobody's job to understand you. He said, when you're talented and you do something different, it's not somebody's job to get you. You just need one person to say, I don't know what you're doing, but I trust it. He said, if everybody could understand you, you'd be like everybody else. And you wouldn't be doing what you're doing. And that's what, oh, I'm complaining about the wrong thing. This is the thing I should cherish, that you don't get me. I just need to get somebody, hey, man, I don't get you, but I see you got something different. And that's the hardest part. I don't need 20 people to get me. I need one. I need one to give me a chance. The other 20 will show up because everybody shows up. Once you do it, everybody shows up.
So we gauge our show to the up-and-coming artist, the up-and-coming comedian, the kid from Iowa who wants to get in the industry and doesn't know how, doesn't have a frame of reference. I always ask one question to all of our guests, and that's, what advice would you give to that kid trying to come up? You know, what's the words of wisdom, something that you've taken away over, your years of experience? And, obviously nobody in this industry succeeds perfectly. We all stumble. No. We all pick ourselves up. We take risks.
You have to fail. Dude,
as an artist, yes, you have to.
If you ain't failed, somebody says they never failed. Dude, this game is built on grit. Forget comedy. Life is built on grit. There's a book called Grit the Great. If I was a guy coming up with comedy, I said, read this book called Grit the Great, which means I might not know what you're doing, but you got to keep going. They can't figure out what is the key to success. Why did this cat make it? He got the same amount of talent as this guy, but this guy didn't make it. The only thing they have found out, grit. Some people have more grit. Even when you meet somebody that don't have talent, you're like, how did this cat make it? But you couldn't tell him he didn't have talent. I've had people give me like CDs and go, I said, man, this sucks. But they still made it because they just gritted their way to the top. So there's something to be said for grit. So I look at, there's no place you can live, whether it's Iowa or anywhere else. There's no place where you don't have some reference now. Because of YouTube, because of TV. It's not like it was when I came as a comic. I didn't know what LA was.
Right.
It was Soul Train. That's all I knew. Now everybody has a reference to everything. Everybody has a reference to success. But the only thing that makes you special is you. You got to find a way to get on stage and talk about who you are. Not what you think somebody wants to hear. You got to find out who you are. Talk about your life because nobody can steal that.
There you go. You had it, young comics. There you go. Words of wisdom from our dear friend Sinbad the Great. You got to have grit, yo.
Grit.
Get up on that grit. So much grit. Miles Davis going to know who
But
you
don't
are.
eat grits. That's
Don't
different.
eat
That's
grits.
different, man.
Kind of
That's
tastes like sandpaper.
Yeah, man. Don't with
Nah.
sugar. Get put sugar in it.
Yeah.
Some people salt. That ain't it. Sugar.
Sinbad, thank you so much for joining us.
Cool.
Is there anything you want to let the people know what you got going on? You got anything coming up? You want to drive people someplace?
This year, man,
what you got?
this is the year, man. Netflix doesn't know it yet, but they're gonna give me $20 million for a stand-up special because they have nothing left. I'm watching. Y'all run it out. Y'all run it out. Me and Angela Johnson, we're gonna take the money. Movies coming out this year. We're gonna work on it. Stuff I wrote back in the 90s. My son, who's a director, we're gonna do some things together, man. My family's doing stuff, producing things together, man. This is the year, bro.
I couldn't be more happy
TV
and
and
more
movies.
excited.
And I'm an assassin, part-time. So if you need somebody killed, let me know. Sinbad Bad, Instagram.
There we go. Well, I'm going to take you up on
Yeah.
that latter half.
Hey, man, sometimes you gotta make money till you get money.
There you go. Words from wisdom from the great. Sinbad, thanks so
All right,
much,
man.
brother.
Peace,
Appreciate
bro.
you. Have fun with the rest of the Custom Fest.
Yeah, that's right. We in the house. Finally. This is the Volo and Buttheads Tech-A-Palooza. Hope you guys enjoyed our introduction videos. We played some of Volo stuff, but it's fairly abrasive. But then we also played some of our interviews from the time we went to Clusterfest. Now, a weird fact. I was supposed to do that Sinbad interview. That guy snaked me out of it by not calling me in the morning. And when I called them, they refused to answer the phone. But that's that. But he's a good guy. I've forgiven him. He just was grinding. He was going for his. So that's okay. That's why I'm learning what Hollywood is really about. I don't care who's your friend. Stab him in the chest. So that's what we got. So I'm Mr. CD Enforcer, aka Poppy Carlo, the bad boy, and I'm a troublemaker. I'm also known as Black Jesus to white men, and to black women and my ex-girlfriends. I'm known as fuck that nigga Black Jesus. It switches up depending on who you are, but everybody else knows I'm great. I also have my guest host with me. If you don't know, before I bring him in, we also have our Tech Lord of the Week. His name is James Marshall, who was the mattress king, the first guy to ever sell a rack mattress. And I feel like that's a tech advancement because I was sleeping my ass off yesterday. That's why we're doing a makeup show today. So let's get into it and bring in my guest host. This gentleman is known under many names. Some know him as Chewy. Others know him as Volo Modulus Tautology. Others know him as VMT, the Mastodon. And then few others know that his secret core of soul is mathematics. And this VMT, the tautologist, and somebody just stole a nigga. What's happening with you, sir?
All is good, man.
I don't know about it.
It's you right next to the window, huh?
Oh, well, that's why I keep it. I gotta stay cool in here because I turn the fans off and I keep like a fan going low just for a little light air, but for sound reasons, right? But I keep the window open and just covered. You know, the window's right here. So that's that and whatnot. You know, LA, man. What you want me to do about it? I'm not moving out of this bitch until I'm rich. Fuck that. I don't care if I do get rich. I'm still live here. I'm gonna have to make $1 million a year if you're still living in downtown LA. You're a fuck. So that's what that is. And I'll drive a Prius. Fuck you guys. And by the way, I have a song called Dropping Motherfucking Prius, which is based on Starboy by The Weeknd. I need to make that video. That shit is so hot. You know? Anyway. So what's going on with you, old man?
You know, I just got back from the heck watching the game with Pops. The Eagles won with I have no nails left after that one.
Wait, did the Eagles win?
Yeah.
Oh my God, thank God. I was so fucking scared, bro. I thought, we should watch some of the highlights from that game. Should we?
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
All right, one moment.
It went down to the last inch, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They didn't get in one time, and I mean this game was crazy.
We played the Cowgirls.
Yeah, bitch ass
I,
Cowboys.
I almost typed Cowgirls into the damn.
Yeah, that's what you got to call them. That's what you type in.
You know what? I'm not going to use the NFL one. I want to only use one of the off niggas. Let me see. Oh, you know, highlights. Usually there's an off nigga that does highlights that for some reason the NFL never locks up. I'm gonna review that one instead of the NFL channel.
Because the NFL, they
All right, here we go. American football highlights. These niggas
overseas thing or something.
Yeah. These niggas, they don't give a fuck. They want me to pump this shit. So, but the NFL, they be on some bitch nigga shit. You know what you might need, Bolo?
What's that?
A pair of cheap Bluetooth headphones for the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it now. But I think your iPhone 27 is so fucking good. The microphone is being such a cunt; it refuses not to pick up sound. You know what,
so
Bolo?
you heard emo?
Bolo, look into your settings and look for a filter. Like sound, sirens. Like usually on all these apps, they have a filter for small sound. Yours might be off. So if you got a chance, look through your settings on the StreamYards link and see if there's something you can pick where you up the filter so the kickback doesn't come through. And then that way you don't have to always turn your mic on and off. Because past that, we may have to switch to headphones eventually, man, for a clean sound.
Echo cancellation.
Yes, sir.
Automation adjust mic volume.
Yeah.
Disable this option to manually adjust your mic volume with a slider.
So look through that. I'm gonna bring up these highlights while you work on that.
Do not turn this off unless you have high quality microphone and are wearing headphones.
No, leave it on. Yeah, that sounds like it needs to stay on.
Okay. So I can automatically adjust my mic volume.
You know what it is? Well, turn your mic volume down a little bit and see if that works. Because then the mic might not pick up as much. And then once you turn it down, talk so I can see what it sounds like.
Mic check 1 2.
You sound good.
Okay.
And then let me see if Yo, what's going on? Mr. CD Enforcer, probably called a bad boy. Yo, that's it.
Okay.
It's kind of it. If I get loud, it picks it back up. But if I'm not loud, I don't. Try to turn it down a little more.
Even more?
Yeah, because it's picking you up the same. Because you're probably close. And then give me a check.
Mic check 1 2.
You still sound great. 1 2 3 4. I'm talking. Yo. Kick it. Yeah. That's it right there. Talk again.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Can you turn it down more?
Even more? It's down to 15.
I can still hear you. Like I just listened to your last video. Your beat was too loud, by the way.
Yeah. That was crazy.
No, because it'll look like it's low. Like, for example, I play music, and I used to think, oh, I have it on 10. How could it be loud? But then I listen to the video, the music sound louder than shit. I got to play music 7 or lower while we talk.
Yeah, that was crazy because it doesn't.
Okay, you're too quiet. Turn it up some.
Too quiet?
Yeah, you're too quiet. Talk.
Hold on. I just, man, it's 5. Let's go 10. 10 is how's 10 sound?
Give me 15.
15. I think that's where I was at.
Oh, you are? 10.
15.
All right, no, wait. 2 seconds. I'm gonna mute myself. Leave it at 10 and then talk for a second.
Huh?
I'm gonna leave it at 10. I'm gonna hit mute and then I'm gonna listen through my phone because I want to hear what it sounds like through my phone and whatnot.
1 2 1 2. Check mic check 1 2 1 2. Break it down. Break it down. This is the Volo and Butthead show. Sometimes I say Butthead and Volo show. Here we go. Here we go. Don't you know? American football highlights. Let's go. You still muted? I know, but I'm sitting here chilling. I ain't doing nothing. You know, just came back from watching a nail biter with the Eagles, going back to the Super Bowl. Can't wait to hear BAS aspect on him. Hopefully he'll be
All right, it sounds good on my phone.
Okay.
I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
I'm sitting here chilling. I ain't doing nothing.
Let me turn this down.
I hear they made the playback, huh?
Yeah, let me turn it down. Because, you know, I try to keep watching and keep on. I try to, I mean, Mike, somebody got to watch this show.
Yeah.
All right. So we got it. All right. Let's check this out and see what their highlights are for us. Hopefully these guys aren't cunts. Let me give them their fair use.
But yeah, that's what I've been doing with those couple shows and broadcasts. Just trying to hear the mic levels and I played everything off of my Alexa dot. It didn't sound loud, but when I heard it playback, it did sound too loud. So
you know what? We'll keep it short. We're going to keep it to the fourth quarter.
Okay.
That way. Oh, StreamYard. Shout out to StreamYards. We are using StreamYard. Shout out to, you know what? Matter of fact, let me give them a shout out. Bam. Shout out to StreamYard. This is a great platform. If you are trying to stream, you want to look like you know what the fuck you're doing, like I don't. Use StreamYard. Where's the overlay for StreamYard? Bam. There it is right there. I'll put that up. Hey! Okay. All right. I'm gonna stop sucking your dick. We're out.
Of first place.
No, thank you.
So Prescott gets it down to Pollard. He breaks the tackle and sprints forward.
I'm gonna leave that up to help with the fair use.
Here's Pollard looking for a seam on the right side, and not much there. Slay came up from the secondary to help. Get 2 downs to pick this up.
We're up a lot. How did it get this close?
Terrific catch by Gallup. Again, a running back.
No, matter of fact, I want to see the screen better.
Over the middle.
Let's try this. No.
In the hands of Ferguson, who got hit by Slay.
Now we can see the score.
Well, right now is lined up in the backfield.
Runs a route from there.
And talk during this too, fam, since it's an NFL type highlight. Don't just sit there quiet. If you got something to say, say it. If you don't, don't.
They will run to Pollard, who makes a good move, but I don't know if that's enough.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the play.
We're transforming the content by talking over it.
Okay. But I'm trying to.
They're going to line up with their own version of the sneak and Prescott.
This tush push.
Really move. Maybe a second surge.
Everybody going for it now.
Volo, question. Do you think it's fair that other people are using the tush push?
They trying to. They couldn't. They ain't not as effective as us. I mean, we doing it and getting 5 yards.
I just watched the highlights from the Colorado game because Deion is getting the ass whooped because he can't coach for shit. Because he doesn't think that running matters, and he throws 90% of the time. He's worse than Andy Reid with a cocaine habit. It's out of control, right? You know, Deion is a shitty coach.
I heard he fired his offensive coordinator.
Because he's blaming him instead of the fact that he throws too much. See, his offensive line is weak because he doesn't have the draft capital. So he thinks when you get an offensive line, it'll just work and he'll still be able to pass every play. No. I don't care how good your players are. Yeah, they'll be better than the college kids, but no. You pass too much. Hey, Volo, have you ever played John Madden?
Yeah, of course.
What happens when you pass 90% of the time?
You throw interceptions.
And people drop open passes and you get sacked, right?
Purposely. Yeah.
Is that a winning strategy for football from now until the end of time?
No, it's not. You know.
It's one of the reasons why I get mad at the Eagles because we don't run enough.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's usually in games you lose. It's like the Super Bowl. And this is the same thing that Deion Sanders is doing. They have a great team. They have a lot of great weapons. But the problem is he sacrificed his offensive line to get weapons. You know how the fantasy draft works, right? So you can pick a bunch of weapons, or you can pick a line, or you can pick a balance in between, right?
Yep.
Deion picked all 99 receivers 99 quarterback. Then he picked a bunch of 75 linemen.
Yeah.
You can win with this offense, but you have to recognize, what are my linemen good at? If they're shitty, they're probably not good at pass blocking or run blocking. But what they probably are is athletic. So get people moving. Use delays. Use screens. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Use delay, pause, handoff, and draws and shit to throw people off. So now the skill doesn't matter. Now your ability to move matters better than your skill. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Deion doesn't get that. So you want to know why Deion Sanders has been losing and he's 4-5 now? It is because of what I just explained, because he's a shitty coach. Thank you. Thank me. By the way. And that was the problem with the Eagles when Andy Reid was here, and then he went to Kansas City, and Kansas City is one of the most running teams in football history. The owner said, bitch, I don't care what you call, you better run the fucking ball. I don't care if you give it to a receiver like Pacheco. Run the ball. You have to run the ball to win. I don't care if you run it 27 times for 2.7 yards a carry. That's a good fucking job. 3 yards 3 times is 9 yards. Right, Volo?
3 yards for 3 times should be 9 yards.
Well, you're the mathematician, right?
Yeah.
So what would you do once you got 4th and 1?
Push on 4th down.
Exactly. And it has nothing to do with throwing the ball. And guess what? You're not having a good running game, are you? Matter of fact, you're having a running game worth being cut from the team. Would I agree? Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yet, what do you get every 4 downs?
1st down.
I'm gonna leave it at that. Shout out to Buddy Rodden. He never knew Randall Cunningham's name. He just called that nigga number 12. I'm gonna leave it at that.
And we got a challenge flag.
He ain't no goddamn quarterback. I don't even know the nigga name. Hey, you, number 12.
Oh, I think you're about the
Do some
Cowboys
shit.
quarterback.
Coming up, and it's 1st and goal for the
I don't know his
Cowboys.
name either. You know. These the
Prescott taps the ball, looking end zone, incomplete. Zach Cunningham, nice coverage.
that a highlight?
This is close. It looks like he was kicking their ass.
No, it was a close game. They
I just dropped the defense. The
almost
defense
came
is as
back
good
and
as what I thought it was.
Pollard, left side, had a big hole, then it closed up inside the 5, and his gang tackle.
Paste and cover. He's got to try to. If they drop back, he's got to find a way to extend this
you know,
play. And buy
That
some time.
trash shot.
We like that.
It must be a touchdown.
He's got room to run, gonna try to get in.
Oh, they took this bitch ass. You ain't going nowhere, huh?
That was
Oh, they gonna score, ain't they?
Pressure, end zone.
That's a touchdown.
Caught for the touchdown. On the sneak.
Now I see why I was close. Oh, no. Oh, tush force.
No, we got the ball back.
He's trying to get a little breathing room. No, they do.
Yeah, he didn't get the touchdown.
Oh, wait, we stopped him?
Yeah,
Wait, how was this game
In the end
close?
zone, Hurts slant
he didn't score.
incomplete, dangerous.
Because
Couple
we had
in the air.
The idea is your defense gets a stop.
Did they score?
I got
And even
nothing
if
I
you
want to
fail,
bitch
get the ball
about.
around midfield. They need that.
So, Volo, I saw a post today, and they called Johnson, the guy, the receiver, AJ.
Oh yeah.
You know what they called him in the NFC Trash Talk comment page on Facebook?
Young Jerry Rice or something.
No, they called him Mega John.
Megatron.
No, Mega John.
Mega John.
Now, you know why did you laugh, Volo?
Because men ain't Johns.
Explain it in Philly terminology, because a man is a what?
A dude.
And what is a John?
A female.
Not true. A John is anything but a bull.
Another dude.
Because a John is a car,
Yeah.
is a blunt, and now it's sad that women become things, right?
Yeah.
But a John is a woman or car. So when a shorty's like, yo, he my side John, it's like, nah, bitch, you know he not. That's the new shit, these young hoes. So you know they say that shit in Philly now, right? The young bitches call they dudes they John.
No, they don't. They
Your son gets called a John by any female in his school, if you don't know that.
He knows better.
It doesn't matter if he knows better. These bitches don't. Bobo, have you ever seen a highlight of a reporter in Atlanta? He's a black guy. and he just does these interviews, right? Dog, this nigga is your son. And he's a nice guy. He's educated. He's smart. He is successful. But he has that compassion for women. But you can tell when he was a young boy, none of these hoes fuck with a real nigga because he was too smart. You know what I mean? He had dignity. He had self-respect. He had logic. He had reason. I'm not going to do this while... You know what I mean? So then he gets older, and God, what was that shit? Oh, my God. I wish I could find that dude. Oh, my God. Let me see. Let me see if I can find this thing. Now I got to look it up because you got to see this nigga. Atlanta reporter. Black. Let me see if he comes up.
And they calling him his drone. They his her drone.
No, not on this one. He was just doing he was actually talking that real red pill shit to him. But he's gonna be like his son. He's gonna be a nigga that looks like he's not that dude, but talking that shit to these hoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me see what the Alive team looks like.
And we do have to go back to that because those are things we tried to establish on Philly Things, yo. Is that I remember when you first said that. It's everything except for a drone. I was like, yeah, that is the right definition.
Yeah.
Everything except for another dude.
God damn, I don't know what he might not be on their channel anymore. Because I thought he was on 11 Alive in Atlanta, but I don't see his picture.
Yeah, I was just reading this John. This John? Yeah, this book.
Yep. John is the thing. So I what I did was on their page, I said correction. You know what I said on the page? What do you think I told them the correction was for what they said?
To what? To the Megatron?
Megatron.
John is everything except for another.
No, I said no, correction. It's Mega Bull.
A nigga bull? Okay.
That's the Mega Bull. Now I'm with you. That's all. Back to the highlights.
That to be the way this plays out.
Trying to set up a screen here to Smith, trying to get to the outside. He's wrestled down. Will Turpin, the most dangerous return man in the league, back for Dallas. First the punt. Gets it away. It is high and short field. And so here in Philadelphia, 28-17 Eagles.
Home game.
Cowboys get it back with Prescott. At the controls underneath.
Woo!
Gets railroaded.
Wait, this thing was there to look that close. What the fuck happened to Johnson Swift? Yes, I found out.
Prescott has time this time. Gets it off.
I can't watch it. It's too
Surges forward. Penalty flag flies from the far side of the field. Pollard gets down to about the 47.
Prescott.
From midfield. Stunt coming. Prescott sees it. Recognizes it's land. Makes the catch. First down stays.
Okay, so this boy here is again. It's stupid. They should have took the field goal last time.
Prescott is high on the far side looking for Cooks.
They'll be down 8 points.
For the Eagles, too. 2nd and 10. Can't find anyone.
No.
Still looking around.
No. Oh, it's open as fuck.
Over inside the 5. But again, a penalty.
Second time in the last 2 possessions.
They go jumbo. Extra lineman. Fullback is in. 1st and goal. It's Pollard who reaches for the end zone. There's another penalty. The signal is he's in. And then that would have been a touchdown, but it's called back.
Penalty laden division game.
Yeah.
Prescott looking, throwing end zone. He's got it for the touchdown. It's Jalen Tolbert.
Now I see why niggas is worried.
On one at the top with CeeDee Lamb. Press man coverage.
Hey, this is funny too.
Prescott scrambling again, trying to run. Is he going to get there? He is.
Yeah, so they were down.
First down, but handed off here.
Oh, they said no, huh?
Yeah.
Hurts pressure, gets away. Jalen Hurts going to slide down, short of a first down. It'll be a 3rd down and
We've seen this story.
Looking to throw. Blitz coming. Hurts lofting. A.J. Brown out of bounds.
Yeah, I don't know there. I just We just talked about it's a lot easier to make those.
Nearly blocked. Right? Gosh, that was Parsons who came in there and almost got it. Now Turpin gets to the edge and out of bounds up across the 25. They'll put him out.
What happened there? They must have been close.
On the
a lot of time, too.
Prescott over the middle deep. Lamb in stride. CeeDee Lamb has a first down.
That nigga
He's having another big game.
It's his the faster you go, the better.
Prescott gets it out to Cooks, who makes a catch and a penalty.
Just going to get that catch in the video game.
Going deep, left side, and it's incomplete. Tried to get Lamb, Slay on the coverage. 2nd and 10. Prescott comes to Pollard. That is incomplete. Now all of a sudden it's 3rd and 10. 2. 4 Atkins left.
What the fuck happened?
Down by 5.
I don't want to see these videos.
And movement. Who moved? The Eagles did. 1st and 5.
All right, so it's getting to the final thing. Even though we can't see it because they got these stupid preview videos up. But we won.
Kelsey.
Good.
Did you click on
Commentary, Volo.
Well, they came real close to ruining our day, but we held on and stopped them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we all know Dak Prescott ain't no winner. He's James Harden. James Harden like a motherfucker, man. I suppose to know. All right, so that was good. Shout out to American Football Highlights for the highlights we got to check out. So we'll get rid of that. What's going on? So you had the video I played earlier. You were playing Mario Kart. I played that earlier. What's going on in the video game world?
Yeah, me and the boy, we like I said, I've been making videos and trying to figure out how to mic up and just using my phone and my old phone and my big screen TV and other things around the room. I'm kind of setting it up like I did with the Oculus, which was my virtual reality shows or whatever. And I'm just building upon that. So that's why I kind of hit the reset button and let me share see what we've been through since the last time I was able to really kind of mold and try to do videos how I wanted to do them and stuff like that. But now I can, just be gameplay. Me and the boy basically gameplay when he's on, and when I'm on, it's like I can, see what different media I can use to, point around on my thing to set up when I finally set up my StreamYards or whatever I'm gonna use. I'm gonna start with StreamYard. And then
they got a free one, and then they got a second level you can pay for, which I got, and then they got a third level you can do like a whole bunch of other shit. But I haven't even explored all this yet because I can make my own setup. I just haven't done it yet. But yo, I was watching the new videos and I liked it, but dude, I got to give you a piece of advice. When you use video game videos, right, you're drawing a very eclectic crowd. It's like being a skateboarder, right? It's not just niggas. It's not just white people. It's everything. So there's nothing wrong with talking about the political concerns you have. But dog, it's fucked up to say you have to make it clear that you understand that going the opposite direction isn't better.
Yeah.
If you spend the whole video just dogging, like you don't like the Joe Biden plans and stuff, that's fine. But if you only say that and you're like, yeah, people say about Trump, but that's whatever. Once you say that's whatever, you're a Trump voter. I don't know if you are or not, but that's what you are. I'm just telling you what it sounds like, because it sounds like, well, I'm not even going to address that because he's not president. That's what Republicans and Democrats do on the news shows. You're independent media. You don't got to worry about hurting your friends' feelings. You get what I'm saying? Like on CNN and MSNBC, they only talk from one side because they worry about hurting a nigga feelings. You are not that. So when you speak, make sure you at least throw, hey, I'm not saying vote for them niggas either. and you could just leave it at that. But you gotta throw that out there, because if you don't, dog, I had a post today on Facebook, right? This nigga was like, oh, Trump or Joe Biden or something, and I was like, yo, how black people going? So I said, yo, all Americans, because all Americans are pissed off. I said, all Americans have to do is not vote for either major party, only vote for independents. Everybody completely abandoned, and then we'll just have an independent or a third party person as the president in the next 2 to 4 years. No rap. We can get them all out. And he was like, and then he showed me a picture of Cornel West. He said, oh, that's how we got Trump. I said, no, that's not how we got Trump. Trump ran as Republican, a major party, and people voted him in. Right? Yeah. And not voting isn't a vote. They only count who voted. So if 40% of the people vote, that's 100% of the vote. So I'm trying to explain, and they're like, oh, and then the nigga shows you shit like, well, what's this Cornel West thing? I'm like, Cornel West is a fucking clown. He's a Democrat, and this is what I'm talking. And I told him, vote for people you respect. It's not major. So I didn't tell him who to vote for. I didn't say nothing about Cornel, but they already assume if I'm not with Trump and I'm Biden, then I must be with Cornel. I'm like, nigga, read my text. Read what I typed. Stop assuming. And that's why I'm going to give you the warning about the videos. You may not realize it because you know where your mind is at. Yeah. But if you, because you said you want to build subscribers, you will not build subscribers if you don't give that. Well, I'm not saying vote for Trump, but this nigga crazy too. You know what I mean? Like, you got to put that in there. You can't just like, no, Trump's for another day. Because what it makes it sound like, you sound dismissive. You sound like you're trying to play it off. Another day could be 7 years from now. You get what I mean? Yeah. So it's better to just say one quick 3-sentence word like, yeah. I'm not telling you to go with them either, but you know what I mean? And then go back. And you can leave it at that. You don't got to explain it. You don't got to break it down. You just got to throw that out there right quick. And you don't got to be like, well, you know, black women are all queens. You don't got to do all that shit. But what you got to say, hey, man, I'm not saying go for them niggas, but what I'm telling you is this nigga is not cool too. You know what I mean? And I would also say, think of a solution too. Like, okay, since I now told you Biden's a racist, we know Trump is not a full racist. He's more of an economic bigot, but the party is economically bigoted. And due to the economic downturn of the black community, that makes us by default a race issue, right? So that makes them unintentional racists. I'll call Republicans accidental bigots. Like, where they're only really economically bigoted, but the fact that African Americans and minorities are the poorest people in America, and you're bigoted against poor people, all you hit is a bunch of meth head white guys that used to be the overseers in West Virginia, black people and Latinos, right? So that it's like, hey, well, stop going with this guy because he's racist and he's setting us up and blah blah blah. Okay, cool. Trump and them ain't. You get what I mean? That's what they think after that. Because you didn't take the time to say, hey, Republicans do this shit too. And then go back to it. So their mind goes to, oh, well, fuck. He keeps blowing off the other side. But he mentions it because he knows, he feels guilty that he knows you're going to say something about Trump. But instead of saying, hey, he's a piece of shit, you kind of just be like, yeah, the Trump thing, you know what I mean? You kind of wave it off with your hand like, Trump. He ain't the president right now, which is true. But again, you're not talking to people with a brain. I'm serious. You're not talking to critical thinkers. Critical thinking is not taught in school. So you have to critically think for them during your conversation. You know how some people like, yo, you don't never let me talk. You're always talking over me, right? Yeah. Well, some people that are doing that, what it is we've talked to so many people. Most people think that the response they're giving you is some new shit, but they don't know that you've heard it 100 times, 50 different ways from people from 3 to 300. So you hear it and you start hearing the bill. All right, I know where you're going. No, right? And a lot of people do this in general because they think that's just like the how to be masculine per se, which cutting people off and being wrong is not masculine. Cutting people off and being right is masculine. So you kind of gotta do that without offending people to make them feel like you're dumb. You don't know any better. You know what I mean? It's more like, nah, I got the same confusion you got. I see some flaws in this shit on both sides. So I just want to let you know, even though I'm in some nigga's ass right now, I'm cooking Joe. Give me some time. If Trump was president, I'd be cooking him too. It's just not his time like that. You kind of got to throw that out there and then jump back to, more get on Joe's ass. Because now people like get it. So that's a tip I have for you for future videos. If you want to be political, mention it. Dig into what you want to dig into. Dig into all the pro-black stuff. But make sure you don't leave any misunderstanding about who you fuck with. You know what I mean? Because I was listening to that. I was like, damn, he never really denounced the Republicans. He just kind of just said, this ain't it. Yeah. And in America, when you say this ain't it, mind you, 90% of people I talk to think we only have 2 parties when there's 6 registered parties. Yeah. And in 19 states, you can write in Bart Simpson if you want. Nobody cares. They just talk about those 2. So they're not thinking like me, oh, there's 6 parties and you can write in somebody. They don't know that. All they know is 2. So once you say something about one, why are you trying to convince me to vote for the other one? So you got to remember to kind of throw that shoulder out there, to show that little check out there to give you some more time in the pocket. You know what I mean? That's a tip for that. Any other video game stuff?
Well, I'm sitting here, I'm just browsing the I'm like window shopping, I guess, looking at the homemade games. But I'm
what's the story with that? The homemade game.
Well, I'm thinking about shows and things like that. So the game that I highlighted on that little rant that I did 30 minutes was Ogre Battle 64. So I have that on my Wii U. And those type of games are called strategy RPGs.
Ogre Battle 64, is that like one of those top down, like kind of 2-dimensional joints or something?
Yeah, it's like a chess game. But it uses Dungeons and Dragons in a chess kind of setting, across a matrix board, and so it's a war kind of a game of chess, and you try to set it up with your warriors and your magic users, and then the storyline is a political storyline, which is usually like 3 fractions, on politically. So, I did rewind the tapes on that last one because I watched it. What's his name? Tim Black.
Yeah.
And he has a similar issue. And we all do. We all got the similar issue.
Wait, what's the issue again?
Well, the issue is recognizing and understanding the difference between a false dichotomy and a tautology and an indeterminate. So that's really what we're going through. But I'm trying to first start with. I'm starting over again with the first tautology, which is the excluded middle. So,
do you hear the fireworks?
So yeah, that's why I'm all right. First, we have to establish how much of a false dichotomy the Democrats and Republicans are.
Hey, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Keep talking.
Okay, so I'm trying to start with how much of a false dichotomy the meaning that it's a contradiction, the Democrats and Republicans. And if as soon as I go back to Malcolm X, who was one of the first ones to try to explain that it's no longer Republican Democrats, we now have the liberal and conservative battle going on. So he makes it seems like it's a 4-dimensional plane, but it's still a 2-dimensional plane, which is where we get kind of confused at. And I have to rebuild my mathematical logic notes in order to start helping us, see what's the difference between the three states, which would be contradiction, indeterminate, and the tautology. All right. So the unfortunate thing of what a tautology is, and that's what Mr. C was just explaining, is that the first tautology would be, to be or not to be, one statement being true, or the second statement, which would be false. And when I'm establishing, that, hey, this one is Democrats is definitely false, especially even considering Biden, another 4 years of Biden.
Yeah.
It automatically, the people automatically assume that means that you saying that Trump and them are true. But you also you see that there's a split going on between the Republican Party and what they're arguing or debating or trying to understand is the difference between a conservative, a rhino, which is a Republican in name only, and a neocon, which would be the new conservative, somebody that came over from a Democrat, liberal, progressive state, and now they're calling themselves, Republican. So, I mean, you do have a lot of breaks up and a lot of different parties, and everybody's trying to establish basically their doctrine.
Because there's the neocons and then there's the tradcons. So the neocons are basically the Republicans that are cool with gay people, right? And the tradcons are the conservative people that are not. And basically both kinds are mixed in the extreme right and also in the libertarian and center right.
Now some people are explaining it a little different.
What's that?
And we're having the same issue with the manosphere, the Ivy Moore, what is it? What was the first one? MGTAO was the first one I heard.
They got MGTOW, they got Ed Moore, they got Passport Bros, they got Black Pill, they got Purple Pill. They got and they got another thing that people don't talk about, which is Red Pill Rage. So I'm explaining to you why this division comes up, and it's kind of the same across all groups. So this is the deal with any group, right? You have the originators, you have the true believers, and then you have the get hype followers, right? Unfortunately, once it gets hype, when you first start, the true believers are 60 to 80, maybe even 90% of the audience, right? Everything is good. Everything's a true believer. But the more it gets popular and the more money gets behind it, the more notoriety gets behind it, you start to get the new niggas, right? And this is what I call the Red Pill Rage group. This group is about 60 to 70% of all spaces. And you can put this to hip hop and everything else. I mean, anything you put, pop, everything. 60 to 70%. So they are mad about something and they're just finding this for the first time and they're fucking fuming. So all they want is what they call red meat, which is people talking very harsh. Same thing with the FBA thing. Each one, if they're mad about a recent incident, they come on looking for an FBA crew or an ADOS crew or a pro-African crew. You get what I'm saying? And then they and now what happens is you have two things. You have arrested development where some people are stuck in that for 10 years, even longer. And then some people fake being stuck in it because it's financially viable to always be the new person there to bring in the new people that are angry. And they're the majority of the space. Most of the people of any space is 20%, 30% solutionary and moving forward based, where they've accepted it and they're making resolutions. So that's why you get this frustration you got with the politics and the Democrats. Anytime most people are hearing something for the first time, especially if it's very provocative, very aggressive, very mind-opening, 70% of them are only there because they actually came to hear the hip hop commercial version of it. So you kind of got to accept that no matter what you do, no matter how successful you are, and the bigger you get, not only is it bad now before you're important, it only gets worse the more important you get. You get what I'm saying with that?
I'm hearing you.
And that is the manosphere space. I keep trying to explain it to them that there's 4 levels of the manosphere, right? So there's red pill rage, which after we all have an issue, maybe we have a trouble with our wife, or maybe we got like a bitch that was talking dirty to us, or a girl shitted on us on a date, or somebody got caught cheating, or maybe you found out that your mom was crazy, or whatever else, or you had a tough life, right? So you had this moment that you're like, fuck it, I'm sick of kissing ass. Something ain't right here, right? So you go online and you look for a resolution. Same thing if I had a bad issue with like maybe an African guy or Caribbean people, I'll go online and look. Is anybody else having trouble with Africans? Oh man, if I get ripped off for a money scheme for real estate, oh my God, has anybody ever having trouble with real estate schemes? It goes on and on. So everybody comes in at that point. So that's level 1, the rage point, which sets you off to looking for it. I was having trouble with relationships in LA because I was like, why are these women acting the way they're acting? I should have married one of these hoes by now. Like I found like 3 of my wives, and those bitches ran for the fucking hills, Volo. Ran for the fucking, I would have married any of these bitches. And I tried, and they just were like giving me juke moves like Swift and Shady. Just spelling off you, nigga. Like, damn, bitch, what is it? And it's that point. So those are the first people, right? So I went online looking for it. I found this chick named Sansaray, and then who did I find? Tommy Sotomayor. You get me? So that's the red pill rage. But then there comes a time where how many times can I complain about women? How many times can I complain about the racism or the tricks of politics or the conspiracies of their plans to destroy my people? How many times can I talk about bad business deals where I'm getting screwed over? How many times can I bitch about poor parenting jobs my parents didn't make? How many times can I bitch about somebody like James Harden not passing the fucking ball and trading teams and blaming everybody else? How many times can I bitch about that before it has no value? But like sex and violence, it sells. And there's always a new group of people to refill that hunger, that anger. That's why you have that guy called Angry Man. So then you have the second phase. All right, I'm tired of bitching about these hoes. I'm tired of bitching about politics. I'm tired of just bitching. I'm tired of bitching about white supremacy for the last 40 years. I'm tired of bitching about hoping for black unity. I'm tired of bitching about hoping for education to change. I'm tired of bitching about my mayor. I'm tired of bitching about Wembanyama being too skinny. I'm tired of bitching about LeBron being a fucking bitch. I'm tired of it. What am I going to do? And these guys are called what I call red pill acceptance. These are the guys that have accepted now. It's fucked. Bitching about it only upsets me and puts more gray hairs and has me arguing with niggas all the time. When I know for a fact there's no resolution to this argument, no matter what I say, no matter how many posts I make, no matter how many videos I make, no matter how many links I send these bitch niggas, there's nothing I can do. So why am I arguing? So you get to this point where you're like, you know what, I'm done with that. I can still acknowledge the bullshit of women, politics, men, society, sports. But now I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore. You know what? I'm just trying to live my life and be happy, and I'm just going to move around it. So that's another phase. That is the second biggest group of the red pill space. That's about 20% of the space. So you got 70% meat, 20% the guys in the middle who are like, all right, man, I get you, but come on, son. Like, what are we going to do? We're going to take all the hoes out and have a witch hunt? No, right? So then you got the last 10% of the space. These are the people that sell programs, make policies, teach classes. They actually go out and physically try to change a person's life based on the initial policy. So if you're worried about white supremacy, you should be out trying to start a third party in your city so you can become the mayor and somebody with your policy become the mayor. Complaining about it won't do it. Get the party started, get everybody to be into the party, and then get somebody put in. That is what's called the solutionary. And you might have heard a guy called Maj Tari, Black Guns Matter. He calls his people solutionaries, which I thought was a great phrase. You may have heard of guys like the Kevin Samuels. He was more of a solution-based guy, even though he fucked bitches up. He still was like, yo, do this. Here's your structure. You have guys like, even though I don't like them, Fresh and Fit and so many other people, even Tariq and some of the FBA guys, some of the ADOS guys, but a lot of them don't have solutions because they're still in the rage phase of racism, bigotry, economic struggle. But you got to get past that. But that is only 10% of the space. So when you're doing these videos, you have to think about the 70% of the dickheads that's listening to you who are going to be new followers. You want followers? 70% of them are going to be fucking dickheads. 20% of them are going to be a little bit unsure. And then 10% of them are going to know what you're talking about. Now, I ran on for forever, but did you get what I was saying with all that?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, so that is the 3 levels. And I keep wanting to make a video about it, but I know even if I make it, nobody will watch it. But I see so many arguments online because, like you said, the separation of groups and there's all this conflict, but it's like I don't think everybody realizes where the next nigga is at. So they'll be talking to a passport bro that one of them been traveling for 20 years, has businesses, moved out there, he lives there, he doesn't go to the prostitutes. And then you got a new guy that buys hoes and acts stupid. But then somebody from the outside comes in that's mad in the rage moment, and they just see the new guy. And they assume the new guy is all the shitty guys. And because the old guy that's dope feels like he's the shit, he has now separated himself from the new niggas. Oh, I'm not them niggas. It's like, no, you're exactly them niggas just years later. So that's the problem with all these groups we get into on all levels that I mentioned: politics, everything, food, relationships, love, everything. Everybody gets into these groups and they're sitting there arguing with somebody who's on a whole different page than them. But both of them think they're arguing about the same goddamn thing, literally yelling at each other and talking about the same shit, but thinking that they're getting argued with. So that's what that's all about. So that's a good moment for VOLO B-HEADS TECH-A-PALOOZA. Any other video game stuff?
All right, so Call of the Lamb, I demoed Boom, actually, that was on his channel. We demoed a little bit of that. That was an interesting little demo. But it's over now, so you got to actually either buy it or it was on sale. I think it's regular price again.
And Called the Lamb?
It's called Cult of the Lamb.
Oh, that was the one with the crazy cartoon shit.
Yeah. It's you're a lamb, but you're the devil or whatever. So we played that for Halloween. Zelda, of course. I'm still playing Zelda. Nothing really to report. I'm just enjoying being in the sky and jumping around and slowly building my character up. And I can get 8 hearts because I think I do have. Let me see, 6 of those orbs, because I did do a couple of the temples or whatever. Then the other, but we've been mainly playing Mario Kart, and I've been playing what's the name of the game? Animal Crossing, where I've been buying and selling turnips. I haven't been doing too good. The last week I took a major loss because I messed up when I was going back in time. If you save and then go back in time, they know that you're cheating, so they automatically ruin all of your turnips.
Oh, so you go back, they all bad.
Yeah, they all went bad. So I took a major loss. 400,000 or whatever. And then this past week. All right, I won't talk about it then, Emo. Jeez.
What? Emo not feeling it?
No, I said I'd take a loss, and Emo said, "Don't worry about it."
All right. Don't worry about it.
And Emo a trip.
What?
And you would have picked him up like if I had my mic still up.
What?
Because I think that's what he was picking up sometimes. Like, this thing is amazing how it picks up everything. And then this past week, I might only made a $10 profit off each turnip, so I ain't really making no money. But all that's going to show when I finally do put the spreadsheet together. I have a way of putting the spreadsheet together and then putting it on the either Keynote or just putting the spreadsheet on my big screen, and I'll be able to put it up there and make a video about it. So look for that to come soon too.
Nice. All right. Any other video game stuff?
That's about it. I'm actually looking at little paint programs on here. I got all my classic game systems and stuff, but using my system as a I did download a $2. Where's it at? Or maybe I didn't download it. Oh yeah, Paint. So I do have a new paint program on here. It's real basic, but you know, I've seen a couple more for $2-3 where I can, you know, just use my Switch as a little tablet paint program.
Nice.
It looked like I made a star with some scribble, but something that I can just, you know, practice using, and then I know how to upload it to my phone, or you know, take a picture of it and then upload it to my phone, and then manipulate it with a little better software program on my phone.
Nice.
Yep. So that's basically all the stuff I've been doing. It's just trying to create new little icons and new media and drawing little cartoons and things like that, and you know, getting back to the pen and pad, and then and actually, you know, I've been going to Five Below and getting pencil and crayons and stuff like that, so that we can start, you know, physically doing it and you know, either scan it in or whatever, however we want to manipulate it.
Yeah, get back to the roots. That's what it's all about. And whatnot. Yeah, it's good for meme making, good for work. I used to be obsessed with all that with my little bachelor's degree stuff, but then I was like, that shit got me frustrated. So that's good. Any other video game stuff?
That's it on the video game tip. I do got to clean out my PlayStation 3.
Shit,
I still got to do. I have been trying to take advantage of my Apple TV video games. So I do have NBA 2. What is it? What year is it? 2024?
Yep.
NBA 2K24, but I think it's the arcade edition. So I got the arcade edition of that on my phone, and I ain't downloaded it to my Apple TV. So I could technically do that, but I think I got to make room for it because I you know, they make the file too big because it comes for free with Apple TV. Oh, not free, but you know, with my subscription to Apple TV. I could play that technically on the screen and share that too with the people. The Oregon Trails is another game that I have on there that I was thinking about doing a little talk about or whatever, and then the game.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, that shit got mad potential because you can use that as a dichotomy for like modern times when you talk about it.
Yeah, and the main one is Utopia. Still, I'm
Utopia
figuring out a way to really demonstrate that and talk about that and politically, you know. So
yeah,
it's to come, but yeah, you're right. Vietnam is really pissing me off. So yeah, I don't give a fuck if Trump's the president again.
I'll tell you, but that's the reason I say why. It's not because of him, but it's because we're like this double-edged sword that no matter what they do, both of them are still working us down the drain and siphoning off the money so they can leave after the shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
So,
but
that's the part why I say make sure you tell people, hey, they ain't it either.
Yeah. It you know, yeah, because I know that's how I was coming off with the election in the you know, the 2020 election in the first place, because I was trying to explain Grover Cleveland, how he, you know, it's everybody was, you know, let's put all of our, you know, down ballot Democrat yada yada and give him all the power to do what he needs to do to help us, and it's, you know, that nigga didn't help.
Yeah, because there's a distrust, and it's also like they always assume you just want them to go vote for some other guy, and it's just like, but people, like I said, people don't know that just like, dude, like 20, 30 people run for president every time.
Yeah. But I did kind of say it in the video, but people, I know they didn't hear it. It is personal right now for me.
Yeah, I know. Even more of a reason to give the disclaimers.
But the influx of with the Democrats, the influx of breaking up the black family is ridiculous. And it was with the 2020 census, it was 66%, 2 out of 3 children. But in my family alone, I'm seeing exactly what they've been saying since the 60s of the with black women kicking the black man out of the house, and you know what I mean. And I'm going through a similar situation, but you know, I mean, ain't nobody kicking me out of my house. So I do coach and encourage guys to no, you're supposed to be in that house kind of a philosophy. And I had a tragic thing last week where a college buddy got murdered.
Yeah, well, that's a good example because on the Republican side, the neocons are also anti-family.
Yeah.
But the trad cons, which are your Candace Owens, even that nerdy dude, Ben Shapiro.
Yeah.
The people that everybody's like they're irrational. Those are the people that actually agree with you. But the problem is they are the minority of the Republican branch also. So what happens, and that's why they're so angry, because they're like this in-between point where none of the Republican niggas like them because they're not willing to just go along to get votes. They like, nah, nigga, fuck that, nigga. I want family. I want da. They're like, nah. And then when they come over to the liberal side, we like, do whatever. No, nobody has to do anything. They're like, all right, nigga, I can't fuck with y'all either, man. You get what I'm saying? So those are the people I want you to realize that you need to separate out. You don't need to separate out the trad cons because they actually agree with you. But you got to remind people that when you're talking about how liberals are about this, and the third, there are a group of Republicans that are about all of that too. They just talk proper. And they say economics and science and IQ scores. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
that was going to share. I'm planning on sharing a couple of them that they pop up on my thing.
Yeah. So just remember to mention. You don't got to point out nothing specific, but just mention it, because usually people that are anti, like thinking you're this, they already kind of know all the shit against Republicans anyway. So if you mention something small, they're like, yo, I didn't hear that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then now you can go back to kicking Biden in his ass. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's okay because he mentioned, the shit that like them niggas do it too kind of shit, but don't be stupid enough to think that this is better. That's what you want to give off. Because past that, they just always think you're just going for the opposite side, no matter what you actually say. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the trap in trying to explain the triadic epistemology of tautology.
Yeah, they ain't with that shit. They ain't fuck that. They ain't with that. Any other video game stuff?
Video game stuff. Also, I loaded this end paint. Let me see what else is on my thing. I ain't playing that right now. So yeah, I'm looking at little paint programs to transfer over to try to create new little whether it's a character or icon. Baldur's Gate. I was going to introduce one of these shows. That's where my name VoloTV came from, which is basically a dungeon master type character. But I'll explain more of that too.
Right, nice. Let's jump into the next segment.
Games and stuff. I'm trying to think. It's Christmas season, right? So
yeah, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Yeah.
There's no new systems really coming out.
No, not like it used to be.
PlayStation 5 and stuff. I window shopped at PlayStation 5 a little bit and was like, I can't do it. As far as Apple, I don't think any, or or even I've been seeing commercials for the what's the name phone? What is the name of their phone? The Pixel.
Oh, Google.
Yeah, that's Google's phone. But you know, I'm really. Well, I did get a magazine. For it's really gonna go over the iOS 17 for me. So I'm really trying to learn my operating system on my phone this time, as opposed to just, you know,
just using it.
Yeah, just using it, like not even using it and stuff.
I get that.
So it is an iOS 17 super guide that I'm trying to check out.
Nice. Any other video game stuff?
And video games, that's about it, man. I just been doing little $2 games and trying to, you know, I mean, I do want to put up little reviews on you know, giving shout outs to content creators, but that's like next level to you know, put 2-3 years of your life into building a game and actually releasing it. I think is pretty cool. You know, and guys coming together to build a game together, which is dope. Which is kind of what I mentor my son to do. So.
Oh yeah, if I'd have known back when I was a child that that was actually a career or a business I could get into, I would not have went to school for anything but game design, computer design, 3D modeling, things like that. Because when I first moved out here, I saw EA Sports was out there by Venice and Santa Monica. You know, the pier that's out here.
Mm-hmm.
EA Sports is out there. And so, of course, what did I do after I saw that when I first moved here? I hopped my ass on Monster and I looked up jobs, and guess who was hiring for game designers? EA Sports. No requirements, no degrees required. Just come on in. But they're going to pay like minimum, like $30,000, right? I was like, fuck. I want to do it, but I need like a job. I'm in LA, so I just got this legal Zoom job I've had this whole time. But I kind of wish I'd have jumped into that. But if I'd have known about it earlier, I'd have went to school for that in the first place instead of graphic design. Because that's literally your job, is to play video games, coordinate with other niggas, figure out the quirks, and make them better. And you just get assigned different levels you got to make great. And then once you get into it, you can make your own game. And I was like, oh man, I'd have been did that by now. I wouldn't be wasting my life with this bullshit.
Yeah, this one guy made it. I bought this one game. What's the name of this game? Shalnor Legends: Sacred Lands by Johnny Ostad. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. I'll look more of that information up. But this is a game this guy made all by himself. It took him 2 years or 3 years to make it. 3 years.
What's it called?
By one person over a span of 3 years.
What's it called?
Shalnor, SHALNOR.
Mm-hmm.
Legends.
Let's see what we got.
Sacred Land. So I bought it. I might have paid $2 for it, and I'm gonna do a little review on it. I'm gonna do a nice full review on this game, and give him a shout out. See if I can help him get some more sales, because it's a cute little RPG game.
Let's see. There's a trailer. If I might have to look at the little 4-minute joint or so. Oh, official trailer, man.
And my walnuts was on sale at ShopRite again.
Nice. Yeah, I'm sitting there eating these almonds. I'm fucking some almonds up right now. Fucking some almonds up.
You found it, or?
Yeah, I found it. I'm just doing my fair use thing.
But I'll probably get more into Utopia, because I'm trying to remember Utopia like that. I knew you had the 2 islands, and I know a couple of the things, the icons that you can add to it. One of them was like a hospital. I think you could add a school. You know, I know the farmland, a factory, but you shouldn't add the factory near the houses. So it was a Sim City kind of a game.
Oh yeah. So this looks to be it right here. Let's
Yeah,
check
that's
it
right
out.
there. There it is.
Let's play it. See what we got. It got that Zelda look for sure.
Yeah.
What, you got catch fish and shit? That's the guy, Johnny Ostad. Yeah, this is his page, Johnny Ostad.
Yep.
He got magic. He got all kind of shit. Oh, he's about to die right there. Yeah, this has to show. It's like a new version of Zelda and shit.
Yeah. Wow. That boy right there pissed you off.
It looked like it was some he used some dash kind of shit with the sword. He was doing his thing. And you can sleep in the so it's like whatever time pace you on, sleep and then shit like that. That's dope.
Shalnor Legends.
That's dope.
So
that's dope.
Oh. You know, Johnny made it all by himself. That's dope.
Yeah, that's
Johnny,
dope.
Give Johnny some love.
Yeah, shout out to Johnny Ostad and his dope upgraded version of Zelda. That should look cool. And look like you do a lot of stuff too. That's the dope thing about it. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, I should have went to school for that bullshit instead of nothing. So that's good stuff. Any other video game reports?
I mean, you know, it's I ain't closing this yet. Let me see here. I think that's about it. You know.
All right.
Lots to do, and you know, I'm trying to consolidate and and see what I can have time to share. I am going to make more videos, and the way I have my setup now, I can just boom. I went and got a nice little tripod stand. That's why it looked just a little more stable.
Yeah.
And I just set up my little tripod. I know where to put my speakers and stuff. That now I can turn. What's his name? What's my thing called? AI name.
Emo? Oh, the Alexa thing?
Yeah.
Ziggy?
Yeah, Ziggy. What's up?
My Sunday's been sensational.
Good. Well, then ask that bitch ass nigga what's the SAT word of the day.
Ziggy, what's the SAT word of the day?
Today's SAT prep word of the day is avert. It means to turn away or to keep something from happening. It's spelled A-V-E-R-T. Here's how you use avert in a sentence. I always avert my eyes during scary scenes in movies. If you're enjoying your SAT word...
Stop.
All right. So SAT word. Huh? Yeah, punk.
I'm being a punk. I avert my eyes away from...
I mean, I saw that movie, what is it called? Saw. The first one was good. After the first one, I can't even watch the rest. I'll be in there. I literally got up and walked out of the second one like, yo, I can't watch this. I didn't want my money back. I'm like, no, keep the money. Nigga, here's $5 more on the way out. Don't ever show me this shit again. I can't deal with it. But avert, A-V-E-R-T. So I have to use it in a sentence. So anytime I see a Democrat or a Republican on a political candidacy poll, I avert my eyes to the non-major party candidate. Avert. Excellent. What is the Spanish word of the day? No, slang. Let's go with slang.
Ziggy.
No. Slang is always last because I hate it the most. Spanish word of the day.
Slang word of the day skill. Say aloud.
Let it stop.
Open slang word
Ziggy,
of the day.
stop.
Spanish.
Ziggy. Spanish word of the day.
Today's Spanish word of the day is nose. To say nose in Spanish, say nariz. Here it is again. Nariz. Here's how you use it in a sentence. To say my nose itches, say me pica la nariz. Let's listen to that a little faster. Me pica la nariz. If you're enjoying your Spanish word of...
Stop.
All right, I don't know how to use Nari in a sense, but it sounds like the name of some black girl from the hood. Her name is Nari Jenkins. What is her name? Nose Jenkins. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna try to use it in a Spanglish sentence. When a chica es muy delicioso y bonita, mi verga el spito on her nie.
Oh, jeez.
That's my best I got. All right, so what's the slang word of the day?
Ziggy. And they were slang word of the day.
Okay, here's slang word of the day.
Today's slang word of the day
That's
is
a race
number 9.
already.
It's short for a parent is watching and usually used in text messaging. Here's how you use 9 in a sentence. Text me weekend plans later. 9.
Oh
If you're enjoying
my.
this slang,
Ziggy. Don't ever do that again.
So the cops
Stop.
and white women. So instead of being like, yo, 50 around, 50 around, yo, the fuzz here, yo, the press here, da. No, they call it 9 now. Like, yo, 9 up in here. Who the fuck is 9? Parents. What? Now, I can't lie, for some white bitches, that's pretty gangster. So I'm going to use in this sentence 9. Yo, fam, bring the bitches over after 8 o'clock. But text me about it later. 9.
Nah.
Yeah, that shit's that shit is not for anybody white to you. If you use that shit and you're white when I'm president, I'm putting you in Guantanamo. First 100 days. I'm playing with you. All right, so that was our words of the day. Excellent. So let's see where we are. We at the 7:47 mark. We normally do a quick news segment. Let's do a quick news segment here. Let's see what tech news of the day is for our VOLO B-HEADS TECH-A-PALOOZA. We'll jump over a couple stories for about 10 minutes here. Let's see what we got. Bang, hit this. Let me give CNN their props because they're a bunch of bitches. All right. Share. All right, let's look at some of these stories. We're in our tech news segment. And I'm going to look through some of these tech news stories and see what's going on around the technology world, as this is VOLO B-HEADS TECH-A-PALOOZA, and this is our tech news segment. Tech news. All right, let's see what we got. So Google Lend-Lease Acts plans $15 billion in development for Bay Area. So what they really said is Google plans to pay $15 billion to enslave the Bay Area. Good. Facebook and Instagram users in Europe can now opt out of ads for a price. So, I mean, I think that's all free. Look, stop trying to sell me shit, CNN. Get off my dick. I think all apps that are free and people that are free, they all charge you to not have ads. So that's fake. That's reasonable. Amazon left scrambling as shoppers find out about secret some bullshit. What to expect from Apple's scary fast event? A bunch of scary slow fucking lines. That's what you can fucking expect. Meta doubled profits in September quarter as turnaround effort continues. I don't know what those bitches are doing, but they're doing it. A look back at Elon Musk's first year owning Twitter and tweets. Elon Musk is insane. Apple TV Plus hikes price once again. Did you see this? Apple TV hiked the price?
Nah.
So it says, Apple is once again increasing the price of its TV Plus streaming platform. A monthly Apple TV subscription will now cost $9.99, which is up from $6.99, which equates to an overall $36 bump for the year. A year ago, October 2022, Apple hiked the price for Apple TV Plus subscription from $4.99 to $6.99. The service will still be ad-free, the company said. The change is effective immediately for new customers and lasts 30 days later for existing subscribers on their new renewal date, according to Apple. So this must have just happened. So I guess you wouldn't have seen the prices yet, but 30 days from now, you will be seeing a $3 jump.
I do a package with them.
Okay, so they do have something else talking about the gaming platform. Apple Arcade jumped from $4.99 to $6.99, and Apple News subscription is up $3 to $12.99. Meanwhile, the Apple One subscription, do you have that? The Apple One subscription?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Which incorporates all of the subscription services into one plan, is also up to $19.95 from $16.95 monthly for individuals and $25.95 per month for a family plan, up $3 from the previous plan. So that's your thing.
Yeah.
Excellent. So what are your feelings on that?
I thought I was already paying $19 a month.
Good. They got your bitch ass.
Double check that.
How am I supposed to know about it? Let's see what other stories. Apple Plus, look back. The company envisions a future where humanoid bots as ubiquitous as smartphones. I also believe in this. Let's click on this bitch. It says, this company envisions a future where humanoid robots are as ubiquitous as smartphones. Okay, this thing right here looks like it kills. Here we go. Okay, here we go. In the not-so-distant future, human-like robots will be as ubiquitous as the automobile or the cell phone. If Agility Robots' vision in the future comes to life, this is really an inflection point in history, said Jonathan Hurst, co-founder of Agility Robotics, a Silicon Valley firm that showed off its humanoid Digit to investors and press Tuesday. Hurst is an engineer by trade and has been laser focused on building an anthropomorphic robot since college. Eventually, you will just talk to these machines, and you can just ask them for help, whatever you want to do. The current model Digit is limited to loading and unloading bins, stacking items and completing simple tasks. In front of a small audience Tuesday night, the robot showcased its ability to operate autonomously and problem solve in real time. Thanks to OpenAI's ChatGPT 4.0 AI. ChatGPT is going to be Skynet, guys. Everybody's using ChatGPT to get their robots. Ergo, ChatGPT is Skynet. Whoever started ChatGPT, don't leave the house. Anyway, integrated into a software. And this nigga's doing dope shit. Reveal technology, current testing phase, blah, blah, blah. Safety, real nigga shit. They're going to kill us all. They want to have 750,000 robots working with employees. That's what Amazon wants. Amazon wants 750,000 robots. No, Amazon already has 750,000 robots.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys want to prepare, but you need to start looking at whoever is the fattest neighbor you have. Should have to eat that motherfucker one day. I'm just warning you. Your job is gone. You be out. Anyway, I think that's enough. I'm ready to. I'm depressed now because I realize I have to eat my neighbors. ridiculous. But there is this one thick chick down the street, so I think I'm good. So let's see what else we got here. Your comments on that, Volo?
Watch the show.
Nobody watches the show, Volo. And if
might
I'm famous, it'll be too late, and she'll be on my dick because I'm famous.
Or she be looking to eat you.
Yep. How to protect yourself from iPhone thieves locking out of your own device. This is impossible. How to protect yourself from don't hit the button where it says somebody is in Afghanistan trying to log into your iPhone account. Hit no. You know, we're gonna play this video. Let's check it out. Oh, they gave the Apple Steel Macintosh.
I couldn't get my hair done.
Then psoriatic arthritis.
Let the commercial go through. From
Concertix.
People with psoriasis on the scalp have a 4 times higher risk of
I have
psoriatic
psoriasis
arthritis,
of the scalp.
serious allergic reactions, severe skin reactions that look like.
Volo, didn't you have psoriasis?
Yeah, on my legs.
Yeah, fucking nerd.
Eczema and an increased risk of infections, some fatal, have occurred.
Only nerds have
Tell your
psoriasis.
doctor if you have an infection or
Psoriasis is
symptoms,
acting
had a
up.
vaccine or plan to, or if IBD symptoms
Actually, I
develop
can't
or
lie.
worsen.
I had the ultimate psoriasis. I had paws like a dog or a cat growing on my hands and feet. So I guess I win. Fuck you, Volo.
Still working for me.
Bitch, you can't sing. India, oh shit, it's over. They done took over India.
That is Apple CEO Tim Cook inaugurating the company's first retail store in Mumbai, India. It marks a
Look how hype these
milestone
dumb
for the
niggas
tech
is.
giant in the world's second largest smartphone market. On top of that, a second
Everybody
store is
in
set
the
to
green
open
shirt
in the
is being
capital of New
underpaid.
Delhi on Thursday.
All of them,
Well,
those are
Spring and
their
Simmons, we
iPhone
pursue live
geniuses.
in New Delhi, and
Who
this
you
is
underpaid?
part of a much bigger focus on the country for Apple, not just for retail but also for manufacturing.
Oh, absolutely. Spot on there,
It took
Max.
40
is,
minutes for
because
that to get to her.
They've been looking at India for a while now, ever since they had a supply chain snag with China due to the COVID lockdowns. They've been looking to India for a while now to expand manufacturing, production, and exports of Apple products from here. And if the figures can speak for themselves,
gotta
Max.
pause this. Volo, India and the United Arab Emirates is going to be the new America after they blow everything.
65% was the rise in manufacturing year on in India, and that's the latest figure we have for you. Now, this is really important from two aspects, the retail aspect and the retail ambitions that Apple has in India, and making it more of a manufacturing hub. I'll very quickly let you know and let our viewers know that up until now, till the launch of this
I am
first
very
store in
excited.
India's financial
Go
hub, Mumbai, products to
See the niggas in line, I'm going to be racist. They're like, oh, I am very excited. Oh my goodness. Thank God Ganesh has brought the iPhone store to my home. All his blessings. Ooh, let me wipe my butt with my hand. Allegedly. I'm not trying to be racist. I'm just trying to be funny. Anyway, let's keep going.
Indians were sold either through online ways or through third-party sellers. So
was
now
really
this is the
racist.
first time people can actually go into a
Alleged.
physical store of Apple, touch those products and make those decisions, which is a big, huge step for Apple and for fans of Apple products here in India. Now, as far as the manufacturing
white guy
aspect
looks
is
scared as
concerned, like
fuck.
I said, there have been so many snags,
Oh,
supply
peep this.
snags, which
So they presented this nigga with the old Macintosh. Now, what you guys don't know, this is a computer off of his desk from work yesterday.
China, India is becoming a growing hub, especially after the Indian government eased some restrictions for Apple and in some of their laws, after which Apple has come in a big way into India, and they're hoping to export more and more of Apple products from here. Now, Tim Cook is in Mumbai.
I've never seen so many people so happy to be underpaid and used.
It's going to be a second store opening in Delhi in 2 days from now. We're expecting him to be there as well, but there has been no confirmation
It's like,
from
yo, China won't let us fuck them no more, so we going to India. Hey guys, they're like, thank you for coming and fucking us. It's like Walmart showing up in your city.
Apple on that yet, but this is a huge step in terms of Apple, the second largest smartphones manufacturer in the world, that they're taking here in India.
I'm gonna tell you, them niggas was clapping so long their hands must be hurt. All right. So what's your thoughts on that, Volo?
we could use the Apple Store at the Cheltenham Mall.
Okay, what's this bullshit? The FBI warns customers not to use public phone charging stations. This is bullshit. I'm gonna stop right now. This is bullshit. But I will say, check the charging station just like an ATM. When you use an ATM, people can put a piece over it. This is a swiper, and your ATM thing will look really big for no reason. It'll look extra big. The same thing is with public phone charger stations. If the charger station looks abnormally thick, I mean, somebody might have put something over top of it to steal your information once you plug it in. So I already know what they're going to say. I have not read this story. I don't know about it, but if it works for cards, I'm sure it works for phones, as most phones upload information to whatever it's plugged into. Let's see what it says. Oh, let's see what this bitch has to say.
Ducati wouldn't be the record-breaking Triple Crown champion powerhouse that it is today if it wasn't for Lenovo's Edge, AI, and high-performance computing solutions powered by Intel Xeon processors.
It's very important to be provided with the best-in-class hardware and software.
Without the technological competence,
These
it would
guys
be
sound like
impossible
Nazis.
for Ducati to succeed.
Oh, it's best. Guten Tag. It's best we get the best technology to put people in jail. Okay, Guten Tag.
If changing passwords frequently doesn't make us safer, why do companies still make us do it?
Sure. These are legacy password rules. So requiring that uppercase, that lowercase, a number, special character. These are legacy systems put in place to encourage safe passwords. But in reality, these password rules install really a false sense of security because most people are reusing their passwords. We know that from Google's online security survey, 52%.
You have 1 million passwords. Of course you need to use the same ones. Just stop. Don't fucking fill out shit from weird sites. The fuck? Dumbass. Only idiots get fish. Anyway, let's do it. I mean, I thought the strike was over.
What kind of
What's
fish
that?
is it? What kind of fish is it?
Who?
You said you're eating fish, right?
No, Alvin's.
Oh, okay.
So it says striking actors are reviewing Hollywood and TV studios' best and final offer. I thought the strike was over. These niggas are still out here mad. Oh well, fuck them. That's not technology important. Shout out to Paramount app. No, I don't give a fuck with that. All right, I think that's good enough. Well, that's our news segment right there. So yeah, woo. All right, I think it's time. I'm pretty beat down. I'm ready to get into our tech loader of the week. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, I'm interested to see who we talking about today.
It's a guy named James Marshall. He's like the inventor of the sellable mattress or something. I slept a lot, so I wanted to see like a thing bio. Yeah.
I'm glad it ain't Tim Cook.
Right. Someone named Carrie James Marshall was about gangsters. Fuck, I see you talking about racism. That's something different. James Marshall. M-A-T-T-R-E. I see. It's a business called Actual Marshall Mattress. I think there's a history of it though. Come on. All right, so you found Marshall Mattress, the actual channel. Let's see if they have a history thing. How to care, mattress, vintage. So they don't really explain the history of it. Let me go to marshallmattress.com. About history. All right, I'm gonna read this history thing and I'll look for a video in a second. Let me see here. Let's see here. See what's up on the screen. Looks good. All right, let's check it out. So this is their actual website called Marshall Mattress. Couldn't really find any information about them. It's interesting. It says in 1899, James Marshall knew he had a great idea. He just wanted to sleep on it a while. His invention, the pocket coil spring, set the future course for the mattress industry in North America and around the world. The patent. In 1900, patented by James Marshall in 1900, the first in Canada, then followed by the United States and the United Kingdom in 1901, the Marshall coil became the worldwide standard for mattress construction and upholstery seating. The standard for luxury. In 1914, since the very beginning, customers worldwide had benefited from the James Marshall's design, and his legacy and future generations of bedding makers extended beyond his original patent. Also, he began the spirit of innovation that has led to the advancements in the quality of mattress design ever since. Breaking ground in 1939, Marshall Mattress, the company's website we're reviewing now, was founded and operated by James Marshall until his death in 1905. It was run by his business partners in the late 1910s, at which point it was sold to Marshall's wire producer, L.A. Young Spring and Wire Corporation. It was then sold to Chrysler in the 1930s, who ran the company until they sold it past to Marshall employees in 1911 and onward. The Warner family in 1965. The photo shown is of a new Marshall mattress factory in Toronto that was built for the growing company. A growing group in 46, Marshall mattress producers. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, great company. I need more about this nigga. One moment. Let's see what else we got. Let me see. It's got to be, I can look, the coil spring. I'm going to look up coil spring mattress history. That's what I'm going to look up. Coil spring mattress history. And what is his name? James Marshall. I want to see if links it up there because it's interesting he came up with it, but nobody says his name. With this. That calls for him. Okay. All right. That sucks. Is that what it's called? The pocket coil? Pocket.
Is that when they individually wrap all the coils?
Yeah. Let's see if I can find a. And I can't believe there's not one video about the history. I can't believe that. This is so weird. I'm so frustrated. Let me see here. Look a little bit more. Pocket spring. James Marshall. Let me see. What does this say? Let's see what this says. I'll probably just have to read a Wikipedia and get out of here on him because I don't think that it's strangely no videos about the guy that like basically started this whole gangster shit.
James Marshall founded Marshall Mattress in Canada in 1900 with his patented invention of the pocket coil spring mattress. The Marshall Pocket Coil design revolutionized the mattress industry worldwide and continues to be the most trusted mattress style produced. Today, Marshall Mattress continues its high standard of excellence, producing handcrafted pocket spring mattresses. Its designs cater to customers' needs, addressing many kinds of sleeping environments with proper full body support and pressure relieving comfort throughout. What sets Marshall Mattress apart is that for over a century, it has combined the best of its handcrafted assembly techniques while incorporating technological advances that enhance the quality of its mattresses. Marshall Mattress continues to use the best materials and hand assembly methods to produce the finest quality pocket spring mattresses for our customer and their sleeping needs.
I can already tell these mattresses are expensive as fuck. Can you tell why, Volo?
Why?
Because when you get a mattress, this one has an extra pad on top. I ain't never bought no mattress with an extra pad on top. Have you?
I have one now that it does.
Bougie nigga. Fuck you think you are, Kamala Harris out this bitch?
And I fall asleep on the couch more often than I go upstairs.
I bet you it was expensive. That was an expensive mattress, wasn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, fucking with James Marshall and his homies.
Nah, she worked at Raymore Flanagan, so.
Nick Moore Flanagan.
I think she won it for being the top salesperson.
Oh, okay, there it is. Yeah, I'm about to say, ain't no nigga buying that shit.
Yeah.
Nigga, I get beds for $70 from Goodwill, nigga. Brand new. Fuck y'all.
And when I go up there, and when I go on there, if I don't set my alarm, I'm in trouble.
Oh, it's over with. I told a good bed will kill you, boy. A good bed will take you down. All right, well, let me see if I can find his wiki. For James, let me see here. Oh, it goes with that. Here it is. No, that's not him. There you go, Marshall Coil. Oh, it's called the Marshall Coil. Oh, let me see if I can find a video about the Marshall Coil. One moment. Oh, please be a video about the Marshall Coil. Okay, no. HISTORY. All right. Yeah, now this guy has no love. Damn, making the mattress wasn't a big deal, I guess. All right, bitch ass nigga, I'm not fucking with you. All right, let's read through this nigga wiki. Get up out of here. Let's see. All right. So, Mr. James Marshall, who apparently he don't even got a fucking Wikipedia. He said, yeah, we don't have a Wikipedia. Hold up, man. I gotta look, though. That's crazy. I can't believe you don't have a Wikipedia, bro. Okay. Let me see. James Marshall. Coil. Yeah, just the Marshall Coil. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, this is it. So let me look through it. So the Marshall coils, also known as encased coils or encased springs, most commonly known in North America as pocketed springs, are component parts of a mattress in which each coil is separately wrapped in textile material. Marshall coils were invented in 1899 by Canadian-born James Marshall, a machinist and engineer. Notice his name is not highlighted. That means he doesn't have a page. Machinist and engineer who was born near Haldimand, Ontario, Canada. He received a Canada patent in 1900 and in the United States that same year, and in the UK in 01 and 02. Marshall established the original Marshall Mattress Company in Toronto, which continued to operate for 119 years. That's the kind of legacy you want to leave behind, right there. He also, it's been 100 years since he pretty much died, and we're still reading his name. That's something. He also licensed patent rights to the UK and his former employees. The company operated under the same name of Marshall Sanitary Mattress Company in the early 1930s. They changed their name to VI Spring. January 2019, the Flex Group acquired the Canadian Marshall Mattress Company from then owners, the Warner family, and they continue manufacturing of handcrafted mattresses. The concept. Marshall conceived of the mattress whereby international independent springs would provide both support and comfort within the mattress itself. Marshall produced the pre-compressed cylindrical coil springs, each sewn inside of individual cotton fabric pockets, which provided an uplift and a support of its own. When fitted together, the coils became an independent suspension system that contoured to each person's form and weight, providing unsurpassed support and comfort. When upholstered, a finished Marshall mattress aims to reduce the physical pressure of the sleeper and claims to relieve it as well. Marshall's pocket spring-filled mattress system became the original worldwide standard for spring-filled mattress construction. And that is Mr. Marshall, and I guess there's not much bio about him. It doesn't look like, just the websites and stuff. So shout out to him. I see they got all these sites, but nothing looks like any actual biography shit. And we'll call it that. So there we go. And that is our guy, Mr. James Marshall. I thought maybe he had like other inventions, but I think this is the only thing this nigga did. So that's cool. You don't even got to be some genius inventor. He did one thing. He said, yo, what?
And got a patent on it, right?
And then gold ever since. But that's the game. All right. So that's it. I'm joined. It's 8:15. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I just downloaded a dollar game, Puzzle Fighter. So
oh, shit.
That that's worth $1.
Sound like Tetris.
Yeah, it is. It's a Street Fighter puzzle game. I already have it on my PS3, but I had this Capcom thing, and it's like it's on sale for $1, so add a little something to it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get some final words. I think since it's the fifth, go ahead.
This one's the official arcade one, so it should be a little different than what the one that I have anyway. So,
nice.
Yeah, that's about it. That's I'm trying to put something together. Have some gameplay and talks and stuff like that, and I'll continue on this week and make sure I try to do some little videos here and there. The way I have it set up now, I can do them a lot quicker, nice little quick 20, 30-minute video or whatever. I like to share it on Facebook, my Verse Facebook page, VoloTV Tautology. My YouTube page is Volo Television. My son has a page, and that's where we do most of our little gaming with him, father and son time, racing on, that's what I like. I like to race. He'd rather do some platforming, either Sonic the Hedgehog or Mario, so. And we'll add more games to the repertoire as we go through this little, journey of, spending time playing a little video game here to relieve the stress of this psyche world that we live in.
It is, dude.
The fucked up world that we live in.
All right, well, that's the game. The world is a crazy place. Any other final words?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's funny because now everybody's blue. What's they called? Blue Star or whatever. What's that
blue check?
Yeah, blue check. So you got all these blue. Since you just paid for a blue check, I'm seeing several Nas blue checks, and they're sharing their religious, political and science, but they're representing the famous rapper, and it's just funny to me that. That's where we come to, especially X being, the Tucker X really fucked my head up.
Yeah, but it's also really just a subscription for the algorithm, right? So basically, it just puts you up higher in the algorithm, but everybody else that paid is up in it too. So you still kind of back behind anybody else that paid that has more followers, right?
Yeah.
But what you want to look for, I don't look at the blue check anymore. If the check is gray or white, that's the real check now.
Oh, okay.
So you go on YouTube, people got gray checks. If you'll even notice it on Instagram, people that are like the real original blue check people, they don't have a blue check anymore. They got like some other kind of check.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so now it just shifted. So now there's the regular people, the people that pay to try to be an algorithm, then the real niggas is verified. And they actually have a different symbol than the people that just pay every month.
But I don't even think Nas uses his. I think his is just promotion of him, you know. So it's still blue check, but you know, I'm talking about the MC, the rap, the legendary MC.
Yeah, well, he don't do nothing with his social media. He pays somebody.
Yeah.
So he don't know about that shit.
But he got Lil Nas and this other dude named Nas Escobar, and like he got like 100 different ones, and they all got blue checks now, which is funny to me,
Yeah, well, like niggas just paid $10. I think it's like $10 or $15 a month.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like, I mean, so of course for them as a fan site, it benefits them to have the check because it makes them look like they're related to them even if they're not.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's that.
And then the X, everybody using the X at the end, so Tekka-X is hilarious,
Mm-hmm.
I know, but that's it. That's all I got. I'm done.
There it is, Blue.
I'm going to just enjoy life. That's what I do.
That's right. Like Umar says, black queens forever, white women never. There you go. Excellent. Also, guys, this is VOLO B-HEADS TECH-A-PALOOZA. We normally have the show on Saturday, but I try to do makeup shows on Sunday just to keep in track because I want to keep up with the shows, keep the content coming. So check us out on Saturdays and Sundays if you miss it on Saturdays. Replay is always on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at Cat Poop Crazy Carl, at Mr. C Twitch Gang, and at also Facebook, Skip Bags Entertainment, our page with 138,000 likes. Make sure you like and things like that when you come through. On Monday, we have Noodle Free Mondays, which is a show all about the goofy stuff that goes on in the world, all the silly people out there. We analyze what's wrong with them, how they can fix themselves, and give our genuine analyzation of what's wrong with them. And then lastly, we got the My Part of Town podcast, which is on Wednesdays, a Philadelphia-based show. We'll talk about the Eagles, the Sixers, the Phillies, the Flyers, and city life, crime, fun, food, and everything else that goes on. And we'd love to hear about your city on that day too. And since we got about 9 minutes left, we're going to play one last VOLO video, get the fuck out of here, and let that close out the show by the 30. I see one here that looks it's about 8 minutes long. I think this would be a good fit. Be aware the VOLO videos are offensive, and we are independent around here. But VOLO has his feelings, so we have to let it fly. There we go. Let me get this new background up here. Bam, we'll put this other background up. And get this and share you. Make this big.
I figured I'd just make a video, I guess. I don't know where to really go with this. It's just boring out here in space. Everybody just repeating the same thing. It's like I want to repeat and elaborate on the topics and subject matters that I've been sharing with y'all, especially when it comes to the three fates of mythology and created, caused by me and my son watching Snow White, because just to reiterate real quick, Snow White consisted of three women: Snow White's mom, who isn't a part of the movie, and then the Wicked Witch or the Wicked Stepmother, and then Snow White. So you're dealing with the three fates of mythology when you're dealing with protagonist, antagonist, and that third character. Which we're going to work on when it comes to storytelling and things of that nature. But I'm trying to trying to figure out which way to really attack this, and and I was gonna, when I get back to the chronicles related to Brittany, that's Griner, that's in Russia jail, to cross-reference religion, politics, and science. Cross-reference Brittany being for critical stuff to confuse the masses, and using buzzwords like critical race theory as it relates to anti-racism, just like they racism, fascism as it relates to anti-fascism, nonsense. That's why most of the stuff on that's all around me when it comes to the videos and stuff. It's like, okay, come on, y'all, let's start telling the truth. Let's start building. Let's get back to making creative stories. Let's stop lying about, just to be lying to be the most popular. But I guess, you got to do what you got to do, get that money. And that's what it's all about. It's about trying to get that money. And that's not what hip hop's about. Hip hop's an American culture. Created by us, the children in the 1960 Civil Rights Movement. So whenever I talk about hip hop, I'm really, referencing Malcolm X, Malcolm King, Kwame Ture. Yeah, they like to throw in other names. They even throwing in Marlon Brando, like he's part of that movement, and it's like, here we go again. They go to critical race theory, or should I say, the white critical race theory? Depending on what side of the, white and black line that you're on. We trying to deal with three dimensions. Should not with triads, or once you get to that fourth, you're talking about that quad. You're talking about time. And I say money is time, and people look at me like I'm evil. I'm just trying to explain equivalence, especially when it comes to socioeconomics, especially when it comes to man, woman, child. Talking about a family. There's still more families, especially in the black community, but they go to counter, they go to critical race theory, which is implying black supremacy is the evil that we look out for. And then there's the hypocrisy. That's why I'm kind of stuck on subjects right now, because we're still in the mode of who decides what we talk about when it comes to religion, politics, and science. Who decides? Who decides who the leader is? We talking about me and hip hop. I say who the leader? Big Daddy Kane to go rock him, and we'll use Cool G Rap. That's 1, 2, 3 right there. 3 right. And then of course they're gonna say people want to ask about Chuck D, KRS-One. The real heads. Even Ice-T. You know what I mean? Like they'll ask about the real heads, the old heads that helped board it. They ain't gonna ask about Schoolie Did. Shout out to Philly. But I'm kind of going on and further than what I really wanted to do with this rap with y'all. And, I ain't really trying to throw it. I ain't really trying to crazy, well put together. Just wanted to say hello because a couple days since I did it with it. And I'm trying to explain why I'm kind of slow on really putting together something that's like, all right, they go to thought. All right, now let's take this to a whole nother level. So I guess I'm looking for a response from y'all. I guess in the comments section, if it's something that y'all want me to rap out or elaborate on, when going back over VOLO show and the Daddy VOLO Chronicles and what I'm trying to point out when it comes to the mathematics of life, especially when it comes to hip hop being an intelligent movement, and just trying to let us sit that God gave and be humble and to the Most High. not to no knucklehead. I ain't no. You don't want to do that. Be humble to no double. But that's what the doubles want. They doubles want us to be to them, or the anti-theist, should I say. It's not to be confused with the atheist. The atheist has an open mind, and considering what does the empty set mean? What does the empty set really mean? Do we include the empty set within the set of life? And you have to. The anti-theist wants to destroy everything, like they don't care. But I guess that's all I really need to wrap. I ain't want to get to the politics today, I did get to the religion. I have no choice because, you know, I do see hip-hop as the equivalent as culture and religion. You know, I hear a lot of people saying it's just a culture. Very, very few say it's a religion. I try to say Malcolm X was Islamic. Martin Luther King was Christianity. So we Islamic Christians coming together under not a socialist ideology, but a community, a civilization. That's what Kwame Ture was trying to, you know, but they turned us into communists, right? Or the fascists. The anti-fascists is the fascists. Joe Obama. Yeah, I don't mess with Joe Obama like that. But I did enough. I did enough damage to the game. You know, I get back with y'all later. I just want to drop something real quick and say one. God, that is hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip hop.
Thanks for watching VOLO and Buttheads Tech-A-Palooza. I'm your guy, Mr. Senior Enforcer, aka Poppy Carter Bad Boy. And always remember, life is good, love is better. But you better do something that's going to make you last forever. Because 20 years after you're gone from here, you could be a never. So make your mark like James Marshall did, so people will remember. VOLO and Buttheads Tech-A-Palooza. Shout out to the Blurs. Shout out to the gods. Vote independent. Fuck the police. We out.